Welcome everybody to Good Movies Podcast. I'm your host, Slovakian Media, along with Kenny from Kenny's Movie Palace and Mike from Mike's Blu-rays
Hello.
and DVDs. So, what's going on, everybody?
Not too much.
Not much.
Just, same here.
Yeah.
I kind of wanted to start off today by talking about. I got thinking about good movies and everything. I was watching obviously one of our subject matters tonight, Moonfall and stuff, and a lot of times I used to frame. I think it's a good movie, and it kind of goes back to I guess he's a Hollywood film critic that I watch on YouTube, and he's a fairly honest guy, but he likes stuff and doesn't like things, and so how people go, you can't, you always got to go with your own opinion of things. And I see him a super chat one night, and he was talking about actually another movie we'll talk about tonight, which is No Hard Feelings, but he didn't like the movie, and he was breaking down all the details of why and how it was going to ruin Jennifer Lawrence's career. And I was like, yeah, which I didn't see that at all, but in the movie, but he, I sent him a text saying, I liked the movie. I thought it was good. And I said, good don't mean great. And that's kind of why I named this podcast Good Movies Podcast, because there's a lot of good movies. There's movies you just enjoy, but there's they don't have to always be great movies. They don't have to be, Academy Award winning movies, they don't have to, but we watch all those movies. We watch great movies. I watch everything in between. So, I'm not a professional critic. I'm not going to break, even though I do see the things that they see with it, like cinematography, sound, writing, things like that. I do observe that. But if I enjoy the movie, I enjoy the movie. I don't know if you guys understand that or not.
Yeah, that's kind of what I do. Like in my videos, I'll be like, yeah, this is a great movie. This is a good movie. And sometimes I feel like I say it too much. And maybe people think, well, everything I talk about is good or something. But I don't know. There's a kind of a line, like what is good, what is great, what's okay, what's, it's like, how would you define it really? I guess I don't think about it too hard, but
yeah,
I kind of put things on levels. It was like for me, Star Wars is almost a perfect movie. Okay, for me personally.
Yeah.
Okay, and then everything kind of like weeds down from Star Wars. That's just my policy. Like I watched the Jennifer Lawrence movie, and I thought it was a throwback to the old '80s sex comedies.
Yeah,
and it's kind of refreshing because there was kind of like some stuff that in that movie that was kind of like kind of risque kind of thing, and I just enjoyed it because that's in watching it. We all watched those movies in the '80s, like Private School, Porky's. I mean, it wasn't like Porky's, okay, but those movies are all great movies, but it was at the time frame that we were all in our teens, and we thought like everything was the greatest, So, but I had fun. I had fun with the movie. Mike, when you see it, you'll have a really good time with it too.
Okay. Yeah.
Go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say, I picked up the other day 16 Candles, the Arrow Blu-ray edition, and I know Weird Science just came out as a 4K, but I ended up picking up just a regular Arrow Blu-ray of that one to kind of go with it and stuff. So I'm kind of looking forward to looking back at those, really good 80s teen type comedies,
Yeah.
Big favorites,
Yeah, there's a lot of people that tried to copy John Hughes at the time. I was thinking about like Better Off Dead's a good example. It was
it was
definitely somebody. It was a great movie, but it's almost done in that same kind of has that same kind of feel to it. That same atmosphere.
Yeah,
that John Hughes would kind of put in his movies.
Yeah. Another one that gets really underrated, and I really enjoyed the movie, is One Crazy Summer.
Oh yeah,
with John Cusack and Demi Moore.
Yeah, I think that's the same guy that made Better Off Dead.
Savage Steve Holland.
Yeah. I really did like his movies back then. He did 2 or 3 really good ones. I think How I Got Into College was another one, and
oh, okay, I'd never seen that one.
Yeah, I don't think it is as funny as those other ones, but pretty good. I really did like One Crazy Summer too. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, I liked how he kind of integrated the animation in his movies too.
Oh yeah. That was cool.
Yeah. Well, we're going to talk about. Me and Kenny watched a couple movies. Next week, we'll make sure you're a little bit on board with it, Mike. I apologize. We kind of decided late about what we were going to do.
Oh, it's fine. Yeah.
We'd actually
give us a movie to watch, and we'll talk about it.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. What we're trying to do is, Kenny watches a lot of stuff on Tubi, and we're trying to do kind of like, I didn't put it in the title this week, but Tubi, I kind of forgot about it. But these are kind of movies that can be found on Tubi or just streaming in general. And the one we talked about that was on Tubi this week is Faults.
Oh, okay.
And we'll probably talk a little bit about that and for a few minutes if you don't care.
Oh yeah, no, fine. I'll just chime in with something if I listen to you guys.
But Faults was directed by Riley Stearns. It's a independent movie as far as it is an independent movie, and he also wrote the movie, and it stars Leland Orser, Mary Elizabeth Winstead, and Chris Ellis. Just kind of an overview of the movie. It's kind of about deprogramming somebody. It's about the deprogramming of somebody that was in a cult. That's just a good overview of the movie. Of course, it gets more complex than that.
Oh yeah.
And I thought it was quite a good movie. Myself, I really enjoyed it, and it was especially somebody. I'm not really into cults and that kind of stuff too much, but I've read some books on like the Manson family and this and that, and so I'm familiar with that cult, and I've heard a lot of stories about other cults, and he actually watched the special features from the director, and he did an interview with I guess a YouTuber for the special features on the DVD, and he was talking about one of his inspirations is Scientology as a cult, because he lives right down the street, I guess, in LA from the Celebrity Center in LA. So he's kind of pulled from that cult, and so he didn't want to like base it on one type of cult. He just wanted to be kind of a generality of cults that he was getting it from.
Yeah.
So what do you think about it, Kenny? We'll start with you first of all.
I thought the movie was pretty good. The guy who played the Leland guy who played his name is, I have notes down here, Ansel Roth. He's basically like a cult writer that writes like self-help books, like getting people out of the cults and deprogramming them. And this married couple comes up and says their daughter was in a cult, and if they could help them. But this guy is like really, really despicable. Like he's totally broke. He lives out of his car. Everything's out of his car. The self-help books, like if you want an autograph for the book, it's an extra $5. The books, he talks them, they're $20. And then the guy puts his wallet away. He goes, okay, 10. I'll take 10. So he's like a really despicable guy. So him and these two other guys basically kidnapped the girl, the daughter, and they keep her. It's basically for the second half of the movie. It all like really is just between Ansel and the girl Claire in this hotel room, and it's kind of interesting. I've never heard of Mary Elizabeth Winstead before, but I read that she was like on the Daily Show. She was like one of the people from the Daily Show, and she also produced the movie also. But that guy Leland Orser, right there. He's married to Jeannie Triplehorn, and people might remember her from Waterworld.
Oh yeah, and she was in Basic Instinct too.
Oh yeah, she was. But
Mary Elizabeth Winstead, she was in the first movie I saw her in was Sky High. If you guys are familiar with that movie,
was that
like
the Kurt Russell movie?
Yeah, the superhero, and she was in. I forgot. Yeah, she's in. It just popped up there. Was Scott Pilgrim versus the World?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah, I recognize her.
Yeah,
now.
she's the main girl. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's really basically 4 people: the mother and father, and then just him and her. And it's just basically, long story short, he basically falls for her.
Yeah, it's got a couple other.
It's got a cool couple twists in it too. That's really cool.
Yeah, if you can recognize, here's the dad. If you recognize him, I'm sorry, there keeps being pop-ups on here. But there's Chris Ellis. You might recognize him.
Mm-hmm.
Just a character actor. I've seen him in. Yeah, he was in Apollo 13. There he is.
Oh, okay.
If you remember him, yeah.
Now I do. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. A little bit older.
Yeah.
And
yeah,
it's got.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was going to say I was looking it up, and it got a lot of good reviews and stuff. So I wrote it down so I could remember it, so I could try to catch it.
It has a couple other character actors in it. It's got John Grease, and it's got Lance Reddick. Everybody recognizes him. He's got a bit part in it.
Yeah, a very bit part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this guy you recognize too, John Grease. You've probably seen him too.
Napoleon Dynamite. He's the uncle.
Yep.
He was also in a show in the 90s called The Pretender.
Yeah. And the mother was played by Beth Grant. Now you've definitely seen her in many things.
When she first came on the screen, I had to look up her name because I thought it was Patricia Clarkson. She's kind of got that look like Patricia Clarkson to me, anyway.
Yeah. She's been in a lot of things. She was in Donnie Darko. She was she was like was she like a next door? What was her character in it? She played some character. She was a teacher, or
I think she was
something
teacher.
like that. Yeah. So yeah, there's kind of the basic cast. I like to kind of show everybody the people's faces when we're talking about people on these movies. So that's a basic cast. It had Mary Elizabeth Winstead. She's fucking hot. It's
oh yeah.
You don't really get to see her, I guess, fully nude. She's kind of nude in some scenes, but they don't show anything. But yeah, I really enjoyed the movie. Excuse me, I got kind of off doing all that stuff and lost my train of thought. But it's the movie kind of goes off in a weird kind of way. Let's see here. Let me get back to the main screen here, so I know.
That woman played the gym teacher in Donnie Darko. Who we were just yeah, she was a gym teacher.
Okay, well, Ansel Roth in the movie, they basically start out by he kidnaps Claire, Mary Elizabeth Weinstein. He kidnaps her, and they kidnap her in a van. Like they go literally like. They pull up in a van with 2 other guys, and they really snatch her out of a parking lot. And then they take, he keeps explaining to her, said, "I'm the good guy, but these 2 other guys, they're the bad guys. So if you try to run, I'll still be the good guy, but they'll still be the bad guys, and they'll have to hurt you, So they take her to a hotel, and he continues just being the nice guy, and obviously he's wanting to be like play the part of the nice guy. And the other 2 guys leave, and they're in a hotel room that has an adjoining room to it. So he kind of starts to talk to her and and she's obviously very agitated from being kidnapped. And so he starts talking her down and everything, and so over the course you find out that the next, in the room next door is the mother and father, and he's using them with the in cooperation to help the deprogramming process. So as the story goes along, you kind of find out that he's got a lot of problems. He owes money to like the John Grease character and Lance Reddick. He owes money to John Grease because you find out later in the movie that he had written a book, and the guy, he had basically borrowed money from the guy to self-publish his book, because the first book he written he'd given basically all the proceeds to his ex-wife in a divorce, and so you start seeing the kind of the breakdown of the character, because he has to leave the hotel at one time and go pay them half the money that the parents are paying him to pay off his debt, and you slowly start seeing him break it down. But part of the process is it's Claire's actually kind of what he's trying to do to Claire, she's doing to him. So you
like
might be
role
able to take
reversal.
over a little bit. Yes, you can take over Kenny a little bit.
No, go right ahead. You were doing fine. It was just like at one point, the black guy, he was a big guy like me, and he said, "I fell asleep a couple times, boss, but she didn't move. She could have just walked out of here. It's like she didn't want to leave, you know."
Yeah.
And yeah, it's if you can tell. I don't want to spoil it for you or anybody else, but if you watch it, she's basically working him instead of him working her.
Yeah.
So it's kind of interesting how that happens.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Should we? I mean, I know Mike's not seen it. It's kind of, I don't know, to do a full review. You almost have to kind of spoil it a little bit.
Yeah,
Oh.
I don't want to spoil it for anybody.
No, that's fine, man. That's cool.
Yeah, that's fine. We don't have to spoil it. If you want it spoiled, leave a comment. The people in the chat there, yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to spoil it. That'd be kind of like a real dick move, like sort of like going to seeing Sixth Sense and then yelling out the ending of it. I don't like doing that to people. I like, especially like if they're, because a movie's kind of like a ride, so it takes you on a ride, so you don't want to be spoiled by the ride. To know everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm okay. I'm okay a lot of the times with spoilers.
Well, it's like that Family Guy episode where he's coming out of the theater after seeing Empire Strikes Back, and he's talking real loud about Luke. Luke is, I'm your father, and everybody in the line's like, "God damn it!"
Yeah, that's hilarious.
Yeah, it's got a pretty interesting twist at the. It's a pretty interesting.
Yeah, it's an interesting twist.
What you find out about Claire in the movie. I had a girlfriend named Claire once, so yeah. She wasn't that much of a manipulator, though. All right. Well, I'd say I would give the movie. I usually go just a general ranking system out of 10. I give it an 8 out of 10. It's a really good movie. I don't give anything perfect because it's nothing's perfect. So 8 out of 10 is pretty good on my scale.
My scale goes by Whoppers. That's my favorite kind of burger, a Whopper. So I gave it 3 out of 5. It was good. It had its flaws. It kind of dipped in the middle a little bit, but I liked it. I would recommend it to people to watch. I thought it was actually pretty interesting.
Mm-hmm.
My one grievance with the movie, I would say, would be that I didn't think that obviously the deprogramming, at least I guess I don't think on both ends of it with either character, I didn't think it was very thorough about what was going back and forth. I didn't think the psychological aspect of it went real deep. It just kind of happened. You just see it happening, but there wasn't really any verbal communication to really set it up so much. To me, it was a little bit slow in that aspect. I understand what you're saying, Kenny, but it was kind of it didn't articulate that process happening.
The thing that confused me, there was a couple parts of it, and I don't know if it was just his personality or anything. Like, he was sort of like a klepto. He would take like everything that was like in the hotel rooms and stuff like that. But what I didn't get was he has like this like nervous kind of anxiety kind of thing, and he gets nosebleeds all the time.
Yeah.
So what he would do was he would get like the nosebleeds, and then he'd pull out like a SOS pad or something, and it just like landed like on the bathroom floor, and the blood was getting in the middle of the tiles and stuff like that. And when he was getting a shower, and he was doing that, and then he stole the 9-volt battery. This is what I didn't get. He had the 9-volt battery from the TV remote from his first apartment, from the hotel, from the hotel he was staying at, and put it like on some kind of like pipe or something to get hot, and he burned his pocket with the 9-volt battery, and it kind of just like disintegrated. Do you remember that, John?
Oh no, yeah, no. What happened is actually that's kind of a survival technique of starting a fire. Is you can use a SOS pad, and you can put it on top like of a battery, and it'll catch on fire or whatever, like a SOS pad's made out of.
See, I didn't know that.
So he had the battery.
What the hell's he doing?
So he stuck the SOS pad together in the battery in his pocket, and it caught on fire.
Oh. Yeah.
But it's kind of at a funny moment, because she said she's basically like looking for a sign of God for something, and right at that time his pocket bursts out in flames, and so it was at a funny moment. But I just didn't think they went in real depth about like kind of they're both of their manipulations. I think it kind of had like a psychedelic moment in it, where there was like there's a part where he's talking about early on he puts on a shirt after she's been wearing it, and he keeps smelling like this perfumey smell, this floral smell, and I thought maybe. And see, they didn't never talk about it in the movie. I thought, well, wouldn't that be a cool twist if it was some kind of aphrodisiac, or some kind of something that she had put on it to cause him to hallucinate, but it never is clarified as that, because he does seem to have like a hallucination at one point in the movie. You don't know if that's what's happened, but it's after, but what's happening, I think she's sexually manipulating this part of it. It's kind of like how cults do it. Manson did that kind of stuff, and along with LSD and speed and things like that. I don't want to go in depth about that portion, but that's what I thought was going to go on there. I thought there was things that didn't come to fruition that maybe should have, and it may have made it a little bit more interesting. But
it could have been cut too.
Yeah.
Yeah. The editing, because the floral mic was not mentioned once. It was mentioned many times during the movie. You know. So that was something they just might have overlooked. When editing the movie, but
it didn't really pan out to be anything. That's why I thought it was going to be when they kept talking about it. They mentioned it a couple of times, and I was like, does the parents smell it on him? And I thought, well, is that going to be some kind of? But she was like, well, you have nothing on you. She didn't have anything on her to be able to actually do that. But maybe something in her pocket, or I don't know. But
what was funny remember when the parents brought her clothes from her room, and it was like basically like Daisy Dukes in like a kind of halter top or something, and the guy even says, "What are you, 16 or something?" And even the father said, "Do you smell that? It's like floral." So I don't know. I don't know. There's like a lot of open-ended questions with that movie once you get done watching it.
Yeah. Well, you don't not being able to spoil it or anything. The dad says some ominous things, and there's obviously that ominous scene that that probably really happened. It wasn't a hallucination, but I won't say what it was. But you
Right.
can't, without spoiling it, you can't really say what happens at the end with the parents and everything.
Right.
And so, yeah. So I apologize if we, I don't care spoiling it. I don't care. But this isn't I wouldn't care spoiling if it's a Disney movie or some piece of crap that I didn't care about. I'll spoil it all day long. But this is a movie people need to see. I found my copy. I'm sorry, I'm getting a lot of glare. It's a white case, so it's glaring a whole lot.
Yeah. That's it.
I got my copy at Half Price Books. It wasn't really half price. I still paid like $18 for it.
Oh wow!
But this is on. It's called Yellow Veil. It's something I don't think I had anything else by these guys, and I don't know if they do a lot of horror and suspense and stuff like this, but or they even exist anymore. I haven't really looked them up since this, but it was it had several special features, a lot of commentary tracks, and 2 different documentaries. So I was pleased with it. And
did you say it was on Tubi?
Yeah, it's on Tubi right now.
On Tubi, okay. Yeah, I might try to catch it on there.
Yeah,
it might not be easy to find now. I just got lucky, and for some reason, my Half Price Books has just a tiny section where they'll have a few Criterion collections and a few other like boutique brands. They'll have a few in there, and but there's never really a break in price on them. They usually want pretty full price.
I actually went to Half Price today up in Louisville on a what was it on off of Westport Road somewhere, and they didn't have anything. I went in there to see if they had any laser discs or anything, and there's nothing good. Same old stuff.
Yeah, they had stuff every now and then when I go. Actually, the one where I usually find laser discs, I haven't been to in a while. I need to stop by that particular one. So, but the next movie up that we're going to discuss tonight was Moonfall.
Yeah, that's on HBO. Well, it's on Max. HBO.
Okay.
Max.
Okay. Yeah, I got Max.
And this is directed by Roland Emmerich of Independence Day fame, many other movies. It was written by Roland Emmerich and a couple other guys, and stars Halle Berry, Patrick Wilson, and John Bradley. I think everybody knows Patrick Wilson, and definitely everybody knows Halle Bailey. Not Halle Bailey, excuse me, but Halle Berry. Yeah. Halle Bailey is the girl that plays she's in what is that came out? Little Mermaid. Everybody recognizes Patrick Wilson. I didn't share the screen, so everybody knows him.
Oh yeah.
And
he was in the what do you call it? Was it the Conjuring movies where he plays one of the couple?
He's in Insidious.
Or in Insidious, yeah.
And this is John Bradley,
he's also in The Conjuring too.
Yeah. Okay.
And John Bradley, and he was in Game of Thrones.
I liked his character in this movie.
Yeah. So I wanted to, before we kind of get in a little depth about it, what did you think about it?
It was ultimate cheese.
Yeah.
I didn't like it as much as Faults, but I enjoyed it. See, especially with these movies with like Armageddon and stuff like that, you know what you're going to get. The script's thin, the CGI is good, and a lot of you just kind of close your mind and just sit for an hour and 45 minutes and just watch a movie. And I liked it. I mean, Halle Berry I thought was totally miscast in this movie. She just basically just walks around, I'm Halle Berry kind of, thing. It was basically the dynamic between Patrick Wilson and the kid Bradley, the guy Bradley. And I thought they had because he's basically like sort of like a like the world's going to end today. You have to come and check this out. Read my meters.
Chicken Little.
Yeah, he has like a podcast or something like that.
Oh, okay.
So Wilson basically does it because he's going through a divorce and all this stuff. So he finally listens, and it's basically this guy Bradley. He goes to his, and it's kind of funny because both of the people from Faults and Moonfall both basically had their like seminar in a Holiday Inn with like 4 people, 5
Yeah.
people in there. So he basically finally gets his attention, and this guy's like an astronaut, Patrick Wilson, that worked with Halle Berry at the point. And you pick it up now, John. Go ahead.
Yeah, Halle Berry and Patrick Wilson were both astronauts. At the beginning, starts out there in space making a repair on a satellite, and they're also up there with another guy, and basically the space shuttle gets attacked by this swarm or something. You don't know. It comes out of nowhere, causes the one guy flies off, and so basically, and Halle Berry's knocked out, and so Patrick Wilson has to he has to land the shuttle by himself. But you don't see any of that. You just find out that later. But what were you saying?
Oh, I didn't say anything.
That was weird. It was like a weird like delay echo or something, like something broke in. That was strange.
I think it was my phone.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so basically Patrick Wilson, like it shows him at a hearing with NASA, I guess with the government, whatever. And oh, I see. Yeah. And he's basically, everybody thinks he's lying about the swarm, and so he pretty much loses his job as an astronaut. Then he's about, basically you kind of jump ahead. I think this is taking place in like 2011, so you jump ahead to present time, and like he's kind of down and out, and that's where you kind of John Bradley comes in, and he's like in a university, like he's like basically breaking in a university as disguised as a janitor, trying to get download information off a computer, and then you see him running out, and so it's the basic plot is the moon's been knocked, and he's found out that the moon has been knocked, and he finds out, and everybody else kind of simultaneously finds out that the moon is moving closer to Earth. It's, for some reason, it's starting to move closer to the Earth, and it's in its collision course with Earth, and and I've said Earth 5 times, Earth again 5 times. No,
Drink.
no, but yeah, and especially I've seen it.
Is it coming towards Earth?
Yes, coming towards Earth.
So you basically know the plot, Mike.
Yes, that's the basic plot of the movie.
No, I've definitely heard of it. I think I wanted to see it. I just forgot about it or something.
Yeah, so they have to devise they're trying to, and I made some notes while I was watching it, just because a lot of times when I'm watching something, I'll pick out stupid things in the movie. Like, I thought they tried to little bit make, I thought I'm kind of into conspiracies and stuff. They kind of made that whole conspiracy group stupid. But it's kind of truthful too, in a way. Like the people that are into really stupid conspiracies, I'm into more like government conspiracies and things like that. But I do have the book called "Who Built the Moon," and that's actual real conspiracy stuff out there. That's real, or what? It's real friend science, whatever you call it. I don't like calling all this stuff conspiracy.
You are our Fox Mulder.
Yeah, but it's
well, as long as you think the Earth is round and not square. I don't know where you stand on that.
No, well, see, the problem, I think the whole flat Earth stuff was just it's just put out there to make conspiracy people, especially people say, "Oh, you believe in that JFK wasn't killed by Lee Harvey Oswald, then you must be a flat earther. You're crazy." I think it's just, or QAnon stuff. It's like, QAnon's just a psyop anyway. So you always hear people now say, if they associate anything with Donald Trump, it's like, oh, you're a QAnon, and it's like, no, Well, the first time I checked out QAnon, I was like, this is bullshit. The first time I seen it, because it's all encoded stuff, and it's like you got to decode something, and your only interpretations to watch somebody on YouTube decode what it's like, this is bullshit, stuff like that. And but the movie, the little stuff I found in the movie. Did you notice, like, Kenny, like all the photographs that people, there'd be a photograph on somebody's walls, and they all looked horribly like done.
Yeah,
they were kind of like that photograph in Iron Man that's like kind of bad. You can tell that the ones of Tony Stark, it's obviously just his child, his child photos, just photoshopped. They all look like that. I did notice that. Like every one they show, and there's like multiple ones. And what's out here? And I was not sure about. They said, well, the moon is coming closer to the Earth, but our months would be shorter. And so we actually have weeks, and I don't know if that's actually true. Now the moon does affect the tidal stuff, but necessarily the moon coming closer. Well, the moon coming closer, I don't think would technically mean. Now that's how that's how things are devised. Moon phases, there are things devised like that, but it doesn't. But it's still a construct. It's not it's just based on our observation. That's how we derive days and things like that. How many times we go around the sun? How long? 24-hour period and things like that. But I don't think because the moon starts coming closer, it's already a devised period. It don't make anything. It doesn't make the months grow shorter because it's coming towards Earth, because it's not actually, it would have to actually affect the rotation of the Earth, which it obviously didn't, that would really fuck up things if it actually either slowed the rotation or or quickened the rotation of Earth. It's different. But but the Earth, obviously, in context of the movie, this stuff didn't happen. So that wouldn't make it a shorter time period. So that didn't make any sense to me.
Yeah. Yeah, I've heard something about that. Like, I don't know what I was watching, but no, maybe not exactly like that. But if the moon was closer, it would affect, like you said, tidal waves and whatever not.
I think other things in the movie is correct. How the moon started breaking apart because it got close to Earth, and things like that probably would happen. And but it seems like, and I think there's a little bit of loss of continuity in it. Things, but sometimes you think the moon's like, they show pictures and the moon's like real close, and then it'll show another shot and it seems like it's a little further away, and it's like the continuity's a little bit off sometimes when they're in those effect shots.
See, you thought about it more than I did, because I was just sitting back watching it. I was just like, okay.
No, it's fun, but the best part of it, I think, if all the stuff about I don't care to spoil the stuff at the end. All the stuff about you do find out it is a hollow moon, and there's artificial intelligence, and the people that built the moon were our ancestors that came from another galaxy, and the swarm that's causing the moon to, there's this swarm of, you think it's like an alien species it's a swarm of nanotechnology that's actually causing the moon to come closer to the Earth. Well, that swarm was artificial intelligence created by humans back when they were in a different solar system or different galaxy. I can't remember which one they said it was in the movie, but the artificial intelligence became self-aware, and it basically started going after humanity and destroying them everywhere in the universe. So so our moon's like one of the last places that this technology is, and it's trying to kill humanity by crashing the moon. And so, but finding out that, and I lost my train of thought, but
about the moon.
Yeah, but sorry everybody, I lost my train of thought. That's what happens to me every time I get off on a different tangent, and I lost my train of thought. My original my original thought was. So,
yeah, it happens to me all the time.
Yeah. Getting old, people. I'm 44. Getting old.
Yeah.
Starting to
Yeah,
slip.
I gave this movie 2 out of 5. I didn't like it as much as Faults. It was a
Mm.
good
Yeah.
It was a good popcorn movie.
Yeah.
Hour and 45 minutes. You just go and lose your mind for a little bit. Like I just said,
Mhm.
Halle Berry was just totally miscast. She didn't need to be in it. I think if you got like another, but I think
Yeah.
they needed a star. You know,
Mhm.
so and she was it. It was sort of like, did you ever see Stealth with Jamie Foxx after he won the Academy Award, and they put
Yeah. I think so.
Jessica Biel in it of all people, as like his boss, like that she had
Yeah.
been in the Air Force for like 20 some years, and I'm thinking this broad's 30 years old. When did she get in? When she was 10? You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's just
Yeah.
kind of like that chick just kind of loses me when they do that stuff. And
Mhm.
Oh.
I didn't believe Halle Berry in there for a minute. It was a
Yeah.
good movie. Like I said, you're not going to lose anything by watching it. But I
Yeah.
just didn't really care for it too much.
Yeah. Yeah. It's kind of
Oh.
hard to get like lost in the story and just go with it and turn your brain off for a minute. But if the
Yep.
characters don't jive just right, it's kind of hard because it distracts you. Like
Yeah.
this girl don't she don't. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I just
Yep.
and she was kind of whiny the whole movie too.
Mhm.
Yeah.
She was like, "You left us, and it's just like, dude, get over it. Just shut up. It's just like, but she just kept on doing that like the whole movie, and I just kind of shut it out and just
Oh.
like I tried to enjoy it just for like the CGI and the action and stuff like that.
Mhm.
But my original point of my thought was I was going to say I think the last part of the movie, all the stuff around the moon, I thought that had made it in more interesting movie, like the end part where they would actually it was explored that that human origin, you know,
Right.
um,
Mhm.
point of view of the movie instead of the rest of the movie. Like that was interesting. Like when they got in space and all that stuff was when they got back into space. I thought that was interesting and all this stuff. And
Maybe they were trying to set up. I was kind of thinking like an hour or so into it. I'm thinking, oh, they're trying to do like Moonfall 2 and 3,
yeah,
exploration and stuff like that.
yeah.
But
Mhm.
Well, it's like the thing is Roland Emmerich did he did Independence Day 2. And the Independence Day 2 is the same damn way. It's like the thing that gets set up at the end is the movie that should have been made.
Mhm.
It's about the battle between like the those alien races, the humans and that alien race at
Mhm.
when they join forces with the technology that they find that crashes on the moon in Independence Day 2. I thought that would have been a great movie, but they had they had to make Independence Day 2, and it's
Mhm. Yeah, well, you remember in Independence Day too, like in the first like 10 minutes, they kill off Vivica Fox, from
yeah
the first one, the Will Smith's wife. It was kind of like, what's the point? We kind of, you know what I mean? It was like they brought her in just to kill her in the first 10 minutes, and it was,
yeah
I don't know, it was okay. I don't know, that really needed Will Smith back in that part two of that one, but it was okay though.
yeah. Independence Day 2. That's one I'm wondering if there is a script out there that exists that was written for Will Smith.
Mm-hmm.
I bet there is. I guarantee there
Yeah,
is. I
probably,
guarantee there was an
yeah,
original script
yeah.
that was written for him, and he turned it down. I can't remember if he was doing something else or just flat turned it down. He had to be doing something else because why would you turn down the movie that made your career? I mean, that movie made his career.
Yeah.
I
Well,
mean,
maybe the director said something about his wife's hair, and
yeah, yeah, yeah,
and he was like,
yeah,
"Yeah, fuck this."
yeah.
You guys can correct me if I'm wrong. Didn't they say they were going to do Independence Day 2, but it was going to be sort of like before he got, so it was like sort of like him and Harry Connick, like going through the academy and stuff like that. Am I wrong about that, or did I misread that or something?
Mm.
Because
I didn't.
that would have kind of been sort of reminded me of like a Top Gun kind of thing
Yeah.
with
Well,
Maverick and Goose.
Uh-huh.
yeah, I know, but I don't know how they tied in the alien stuff to it really, unless they just for the prequel part of it, but they may have. Who knows? You might be correct.
Yeah, they could have done. They could have done a lot of stuff. That would have been interesting to see them go through the academy. Maybe they had a battle with aliens in another
mission
world,
or something.
Yeah, another mission somewhere, and then later on they attack Earth, or something. I don't know. That's possible.
I didn't hate Independence Day 2. I like going back and watching it. It's just another. It's just like Moonfall. It's just It's just a movie to watch, but it's not. But it's not a great movie. That's why I brought up earlier about the whole good movie stuff. Is that this movie is good, but it's far from great. I would just give it probably about 5 or 6 out of 10. Nothing special, but it's fun to watch. I think especially when you get to the end, I think that stuff's interesting. But I just think the rest of it was all that interesting. It wasn't like Halle Berry's acting's kind of phoned in, just like Kenny was saying. It's just kind of her performance is kind of phoned in on it. It's not really that interesting, and so.
Well, out of Roland Emmerich's movies, which one do you like better, Independence Day or The Day After Tomorrow? Or...
I like that one better.
Yeah. I don't know.
Independence Day or The Day After Tomorrow?
Yeah. He made both of those, so...
yeah, I'm not sure.
I think I've actually seen The Day After Tomorrow more. I've seen it a few more times more than the Independence Day. I don't know. I'm just thinking out loud. So.
He did 2012 too, right?
Yeah,
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, that wasn't bad.
Yeah.
That's another John Cusack one where you just put it on. It's like, oh, okay, John Cusack's in it. He's sort of like he'll make it feel better, that he's in it,
Yeah.
I can't admit I haven't seen 2012.
Oh, okay.
It wasn't that interesting. I know the whole thing about 2012, the whole thing back about that, but I don't think I ever watched it. I don't think I have. I can't remember. I don't know. I've seen so much crap. So
yeah, I think I have it somewhere. I really don't remember it either.
What I liked about Moonfall is I did like, I love the disaster movies of the 90s, except probably Armageddon. Armageddon's the one I go back and watch, and it's just bad, man. It's just like
it's so bad, it's good.
Yeah,
what I mean?
Mike, you're exactly right. It's bad, it's good.
It's like it's like you hate it, but you just end up watching it, and you just can't resist it or something. I don't know. It's weird, and it's just like, damn it, I watched it again. Shit.
It's just like it's so over the top, like the acting and just everything that happens is just so over the top that But there's so many. Go ahead.
Well, plus it's just completely like. Illogical from the start. They're all so excited about something. Like it's like, what the hell's going on here? They believe this, like they're just going to take off and do this. And I don't know.
Well, and then NASA has like just automatically, it takes forever to get a space shuttle up, and they all of a sudden have some kind of special space shuttle built in like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Well, and I love space movies. I'm big into NASA. I watch NASA documentaries, and I believe we went to the moon. So I'm not into that conspiracy because most of the conspiracy stuff can be shot down.
2012, by the way, guys, is on Peacock. If you want to see it.
Okay.
It's what?
It's on the Peacock.
Okay. Excellent. But,
John. I was gonna say, John, I like a good sci-fi movie also.
But there's a scene in Armageddon when they go to space. When they first get into space, they had to refuel at the Mir space station, and the Mir space station, for some reason, they had to create artificial gravity, so it starts spinning for some fucking reason that it don't do that in reality. It never did that.
I didn't know it.
No, it doesn't. Like it doesn't spin like that. They don't put it in. We don't have any artificial gravity creating, like, craft in space, but they put it in a spin, and then they have to dock with it while it's spinning. So it's the stupidest. It's just to add, dramatic effect to the movie, and it's just stupid. And then they blow it up. So like a fuck you to the Russians or something,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's one of those movies. What about Pearl Harbor? I mean, I know it's kind of off the track, but it's kind of one of those. It's huge. it could have been good, but they kind of turned it into this sappy romantic type of subplot and everything. And sometimes I'm drawn to want to watch that again, and then I catch myself. I'm like, no.
Yeah.
I remember seeing that in the movies, and it was like I wanted the action, and then I got the love story with Affleck and Kate Beckinsale, which she's great to look at. Don't get me wrong, but it was just like it didn't need the romance, you know?
Yeah, it was pretty heavy on it. Yeah.
Did you guys see Space Cowboys?
Yep.
That movie.
I never did see that one.
Oh, Mike, you gotta watch that.
Space Cowboys.
It's, Clint Eastwood, Donald Sutherland, Jim Garner.
Okay, yeah.
It's fantastic.
And I haven't seen. Was it Cowboys versus Aliens or what was it?
I like that movie a lot.
Yeah, I did
people
too.
Hate that.
I did too.
Yeah, I haven't seen that either.
But I have to admit, I haven't seen Space Cowboys. Maybe since I seen it in the theater back in the 90s. Yeah, I need to. That's actually one I need to pick up, but it's been a long time. Now I've probably seen it again, maybe on TV or something, or HBO or something in the past. I've seen it replayed, but it's been a while for me. But yeah, that was pretty good. Speaking of Donald Sutherland, he shows up in Moonfall.
Yes, he does.
If you remember, he's got a bit part, and it's kind of pointless, really, his part in it. And
he does that a lot nowadays. You'll see him pop up and stuff, just a little bit here and there.
He's like 90 now, guys. Do you believe that?
Yeah, he's.
Oh, wait a minute. It's not Donald Sutherland. I'm sorry. It's Is it Donald Sutherland or is it who's the other older guy that's in everything now? Shit, I've got the cast pulled up right here. Yeah, it is Donald Sutherland. I was thinking about another. It is Donald Sutherland. I apologize.
Oh, you're fine.
Yeah, but it's got some other people in it that really don't like Michael Pena, and
yeah, he basically plays the best friend. Michael Pena is like if you need a best friend in a movie, get Michael Pena. He'll do it. You know.
Oh yeah, he
die in a movie or something like that.
Yeah, he's in Ant-Man. He's like the guy. He's the kind of the fast talking Hispanic guy in Ant-Man. If you remember.
Mm-hmm.
The Ant-Man movies, yeah, that's him. Yeah, his character he's like the new husband to Patrick Wilson's. He's like divorced, so he's the new husband to his ex-wife. So he's kind of an asshole for the most of the movie. Yeah, and then Kelly Yu, which she's probably been in some Asian stuff. I don't know exactly anything else she's been in. Her part's kind of pointless. She's like a tutor to their son, and I don't see anything that she's like the tutor, and she really don't have. There's so many characters in it just don't really do anything.
Yeah.
It's like I wish they would just concentrate on like the action, in like NASA and stuff like that, instead of just like going through like all the stupid stuff, you know what I mean, and pointless stuff.
Yeah,
it's just like you said, it's annoying. Like all the different pieces and stuff that they have on there.
Well, that's about all I have to say about that. I got lost in my thoughts a couple of times, and so.
Yeah. What have you seen recently, Mike?
Oh, well, today I picked up the Flash movie. I haven't watched it yet, though. I know it's on Max, but I ended up just picking the Blu-ray up. I don't know, what have I been watching? I've just been kind of catching up on some odds and ends and stuff. Because I watched Max the other night. It takes me longer to find something to watch than to actually watch
something.
There's
so much out there now.
Yeah.
It's just like, unless somebody says, can you go watch this? You take like a half an hour just going through all the damn, movies and then the specials and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Oh, look at you, John.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
I just got the, I don't know, will that show up? Yeah, just the.
Yeah, you got it.
Yeah, just the regular edition there.
Yeah, it's not it's nothing to write home about. So
Mm.
I mean, it's another one. It's just fun to watch. It's not anything
Yeah.
great about it.
Yeah, I was really
And,
looking forward to seeing Michael Keaton in it, just to
Yeah,
see
that's
how.
just fun.
Yeah, yeah. Plus, my kid's really into Marvel and DC movies and stuff, so it was inevitable I was going to pick it up, anyway. So,
Mike,
but
what did your son think about Thor, the last one, Love and Thunder?
well, I think he liked it. He wasn't like super excited about it. I really liked kind of the beginning of it, where they have that big battle with the Guardians and stuff, and I thought that was pretty cool.
But then they got into sitcom fare,
Yeah,
with the girl and the stupid music, like "Happy Together" by the Turtles.
And then all of a sudden she's Thor, and she has to save. I don't know. It's kind of typical of what Disney kind of does now, but yeah, I don't know. It was okay. I just saw it that one time. We went to the movies and saw it, and I liked the opening of it. I thought it was pretty cool.
I was like really shocked by Russell Crowe's appearance in that. I had no idea.
Oh yeah.
And then I said to my cousin, "Is that Russell Crowe?" And she's like, "Yeah, that's Gladiator." I was like, "Whoa! Did he put on the pounds?"
Yeah, he did, didn't he? Yeah, the whole soundtrack's like Guns N' Roses or something, I think, if I remember right.
Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah.
Yeah, I just don't like how they've tried to how they've dumbed down the Thor character so much, and they're trying to just
they've turned him into like a comedian, like he's just just somebody to laugh at, not really.
Yeah, that's just suck, because the original Thor movie's great, and the second one, a lot of people didn't like and I like that movie a lot. The Dark, what's it called?
I liked it.
Dark World.
The Dark World, or something like that. Yeah, and that one, that was good. And but I don't know, and I like Taika Waititi. Some of his older movies are really good. Jojo Rabbit was good, but that movie just the first Thor was the Thor he did was good. Thor Ragnarok was good.
Ragnarok, yeah.
It was pretty good. I enjoyed Ragnarok, and then this one is just a letdown.
Mm-hmm.
That Ragnarok was good, but that's when it started to be like a funny Thor. The whole thing with the Hulk and stuff like that. And it's like, when I want to watch superhero movies, I want to see them like beat the hell out of somebody. I don't like the comedy. Like the inside jokes are kind of cool, but it was like I just want to see action.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think like the Guardians movies. I seen the third one in the movie theater, and if you can have people cry in the movies for a CGI raccoon, I think you're doing a damn good job, And that movie has the humor in it, but it also has great action in it too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a good balance. Yeah, it's a good balance, and I mean the Guardians, by design are supposed to be funny. They have that humor running through it and stuff, but yeah, like when I see a superhero movie, I want to see somebody that's stronger than man, just intimidating, not somebody that's, like being sad and eating or something like Thor was. He turned into whatever, a comedy act, and it's just, I don't know.
I wish they would go back to the basic premise of like the superhero movies, like with Superman and Superman 2. It was like, that had the cool comedic elements to it, but man, those action scenes in those movies, it's dated, but it was also 1978. So, but I mean, and plus you had a strong Christopher Reeve was great. So you just don't get that anymore. They either kind of lean too heavy on the like I think Batman '89 is perfect. I think that's a perfect blend of everything. Great action, and the comedy with Nicholson was outstanding.
Yeah,
but I don't know.
They've went overboard with CGI, and the CGI. I think they use it as a crutch anymore instead of it just being CGI was, I guess, originally developed to save money, but now it's costing them way too much money. These movies are. And I'm not talking about the Guardians, and and two, they just got off, Disney, especially Disney, they got these off-ball people fucking directing movies, and like James Gunn's a great director, and we'll see if he can do anything with DC. But he's not starting off very good with Blue Beetle.
Yeah.
And
yeah, did he direct it or just produce it?
No, it's just produced. I think it's one of his ideas. See, he likes that's why he liked the Guardians of the Galaxy, because they were just kind of a shitball comic that nobody really cared about too much, and he made it into like a really great movie, and he likes those type of characters. And the problem with DC is I've said this before on, I think, Cult before, and DC just needs to, they need to make a good Trinity. They need to start off a good Trinity movie, or three movies: Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman. 3 fucking good Trinity movies, and then they can do, they got 3 movies that could be hugely successful, especially Batman. Batman does good. The last the Batman that came out was all right. I thought it was decent. But if they just make a fucking good Superman movie, a good Batman movie, a good Wonder Woman movie. And the first Wonder Woman movie's good, the original Wonder Woman, but Wonder Woman 84 was terrible. I mean, that was like a joke. It was so bad.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, you're right. I don't know why DC can't just get it right. They've had so much trouble kind of relaunching stuff so much. And I mean, I don't know. I don't know what the deal is.
I have a question for you guys. I seen yesterday somebody post, and they had a picture of Christopher Reeve and Linda Carter as Wonder Woman. They were both like hugging. Were they ever supposed to do a movie, like was a crossover between a Superman and Wonder Woman? I mean, we were all little at that time, because this was like taken in '79. Okay.
Yeah, I was like 1.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. I was 9. So, but then I wasn't like really into it. It was like just basically, you had your 6 channels back then.
Yeah.
So it was like, and I wasn't like really into like, like movies, like I am now. But I just wondered if that was like a publicity shot, that they were supposed to further that along, like even on Wonder Woman, like the TV show or something. I thought it was kind of interesting.
Yeah. There would have been a good possibility there.
Yeah, I don't know either. That's a good question. That's a question I can't answer off the top of my head. I don't know. Maybe I could look it up, while you guys are talking. But I do know that I think Richard Donner was supposed to make a Batman movie before Tim Burton. I forget how Tim Burton ended up coming into making, but I think it was supposed to have been Donner. It was supposed to be Donner making the Batman movie originally.
That would have been interesting.
It never did come to fruition for whatever reason, but I do know that.
What do you think? I'm sorry, Mike. What do you guys think of Nick Cage's Superman?
That's what I was just about to say, man.
Okay.
I was just about to say that and that would have been very interesting, I think.
Yeah.
Because I've seen the photos with him in the suit and stuff. It was in a documentary.
Really? I didn't see that.
I'm trying to think of what documentary that's in. It's in a documentary, but he actually they did make costumes for him. He got fitted for him to see what he would look like in it. And he looked good in it. I think he could have carried it, but I don't know. Maybe his personality wouldn't be superhero. I don't know, but I don't know. It was really interesting.
Hell, they got a lot. Warner Brothers got a lot of flack for having Mr. Mom as Batman too, and he's the best Batman in my opinion. So
yeah. I don't know.
That would have been really interesting. And didn't they say Kevin Smith was wrote a script for Superman too?
That's what. Yeah, I think that's what it was. It was something I was watching about Kevin Smith, and then it had the photos of him of what's his face and of Nick Cage, and I can't think about it. But yeah, he actually did write a script. He was trying to get it developed and get it off the ground, and I forgot what happened. Something. It just didn't happen.
Wow.
And then they went with the what was that, Superman Returns or whatever, when they did that.
Yeah.
In 2000, whenever that was, 6, 8, 7.
Yeah.
So.
Was that Brendan Roth that did that one? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I wish I could think of that documentary. It was really good. Yeah. I'll try to think about it.
Yeah. The problem is you get confused with like all the Supermans because it seemed like every 3 years they were putting out a Superman movie.
Mm-hmm.
You know, for a while, and I was I'm not like, my nieces like kill me about this because I'll bring up like something and they're like, Uncle Kenny, that's DC. We don't watch DC, and I'm like, girls, it's a superhero movie. It doesn't matter, and they're like, no, Marvel rules. And it's like, okay, you know,
They don't anymore, but
yeah,
no, but it was
Disney.
just that, you know.
Disney's trying to ruin it like they've ruined Star Wars.
Yeah. I don't know. But yeah, I was just thinking the other day, you know, like when Star Wars came out, within 2 years, like all the studios were coming out with their space movie. You know, Disney came out with like the Black Hole and, you know, so on and so on. And everybody was coming out with their
Ice Pirates, remember Ice Pirates?
Oh yeah, I love that
with
one.
Robert Urich, yeah. So because that was like, it seemed to be like on TBS like all the time, like Beastmaster was.
Yeah, Beastmaster. You know? Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
that was good.
Yeah, I find that there's like some animes that I've watched from that era, the early 80s, late 70s, early 80s, and they'll like have like theme from Star Wars in it. They like use certain things that'll remind you of Star Wars, like the music or something. It's pretty interesting that even the Japanese were heavily influenced by it too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because I was thinking, this is something I picked up. I'm sorry, I'm not trying to show stuff, but it got me thinking about that. Like Robotech, there's some of the music and stuff reminds you of like Star Wars and stuff at the beginning. It's not, nothing else does, but it's just there's something about it that they were definitely influenced by that.
Well, when I was a kid, there was a cartoon that was actually a Japanese cartoon. It was a Battle of the Planets, but it was called something else in Japan, and it was kind of the condensed version for America. It went by G-Force and Battle of the Planets. It was called something else, the real name of it in Japan, but yeah, it was one of those older Japanese, you know, I guess manga type animation. I can't think of the name of that, but that was pretty cool. I'm trying to think of that. I'll Google it.
I was like really into like in this, especially like the 70s, Super Friends, you know. Meanwhile at the Hall of Justice, the Super Friends.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You know, I was like really into that, and I like Speed Racer. Speed Racer was another one that was really good too.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, I have like the Speed Racer manga over there set. I can go show you here in a minute if you want to see it, but it's like this whole big book, the whole manga. It's pretty cool.
Oh wow!
Back in the day, yeah.
Oh, the Japanese one was Gacha Man. Gacha Man.
Gacha Man. Okay.
Gacha Man.
Yeah. But I think it was, you were right. It was G-Force here in the States, though, wasn't it?
I believe so. Yeah. I don't know if you can see this, but you might not be able to see that.
No, it's cutting out because of your background.
Yeah, I'll send you a picture of it, but it's no big deal. But yeah, but see, that was around 78 also, so that was anything space stuff, you know, back then was cool. And you said something earlier, Kenny, about Star Wars and like something else, and it didn't look good, but Star Wars really did look great, the special effects and everything.
Oh yeah,
for what it was, and it was on a lower budget even, and still to this day, you know, the effects and stuff in the first Star Wars is like really good, you know. And I don't know, you know what I mean? Like a couple years later, they're doing these big budget space movies, and they're not that great. You see through the special effects, and all that. So it really was a what do you call it a
Space
can't think
opera.
I can't think of the word. It was really like it kind of set the
Yeah, it was a template.
Template, template or something like that. Yeah. And everybody tried to copy it. And,
yeah.
But it still stands up, really surprising.
Yeah, I don't even like to watch the sequels. I like I like watching the first three. They're my Star Wars movies.
Yeah.
That's
what I always end up watching too when I do watch them. Just
well, they're still the best of everything.
Right? Yeah, I believe so.
I think they're integrating too many, especially with Disney now, trying to bring more shows into it. Like they have this, what's this, Ashikawa or something like that.
Ahsoka.
Ahsoka. I'm sorry. And it's just where does this go in the Star Wars trilogy? And it's just I think this is just made for the 90s, Star Wars fans. And,
Well, that character was pretty cool in the Clone Wars on the animated one. I mean, I don't think she was the best character, but she was pretty good on the the animated Clone Wars. But I don't know. I've heard some different stuff about the new one that it's already not good. They're not.
Yeah, what I've seen broken down, it just looks boring. They're like. And what's the girl who's playing the lead character? I forget her name.
Rosario Dawson.
Rosario Dawson.
Yeah.
And they say she's just not being used to her potential. She's kind of more of a bubbly character a little bit, and she's just playing this kind of really dry, kind of real dry character. And then they say it's just boring. It's just I haven't sat down and watched it yet. It's just, but the people that break it down by frame and stuff like that, and you get a pretty good gist of what it's about and what it looks like and everything. I just don't.
Yeah, I like Boba Fett. I love the Mandalorian, and I enjoyed Obi-Wan. I haven't sat down and really, because with those kind of shows, you got to sit and concentrate and watch, and it's just then you have an open discussion because I'll watch it with my nieces. And they're really into it, especially Mandalorian and stuff like that. And they're just they'll pick shit apart that I don't even catch, because we watched. I was over at my cousin's and we just watched the whole first season of Mandalorian all in one shot, and then we were talking about it afterwards. But she was like, "Oh, we got to watch the second season, Uncle Kenny," and it's well, let me digest the first season first,
Yeah.
Because it's just you're and then she's picking, I guess it's with the young mind or something now. They're just picking out secondary characters. I was oh yeah, that's the cute girl from Strangers with Candy. I really liked her character in it. What the hell's her name? She's a very quirky. Very quirky.
I know who you're talking about.
Yeah. I thought she was really good. And when I brought up Strangers with Candy, they're
Jerry
that
Blank.
show's almost 30 years old now, so they don't even understand that, So
yeah. Well, if you hadn't said something, I could have remembered her name. Crap, I know her name. I was just thinking about Stranger with Candy yesterday. I have I have the Blu-ray set or DVD
do
set.
you really?
Excuse me, DVD set. Excuse me. Oh
yeah. I haven't seen that in forever.
Amy Sedaris.
Amy Sedaris. Yep. Not associated with Andy Sedaris, but she does have a brother that does something else, but I'm not sure what he does.
Yeah, he's a writer. Very prolific writer.
Yeah. Yeah, she's really funny. I don't know how cute she is. She is cute in reality, but she definitely wasn't cute as Jerry Blank.
Oh no, she's not. But she was. If you ever watch, go on to YouTube and just when she's on Letterman and stuff like that.
No, I know. Yeah,
she's absolutely adorable.
Yeah. Well, she has another show. I don't know if it's still running or not. I can't remember the name of it now, but it's something with Amy Sedaris. But she just plays these kind of wacky characters. But it's.
Okay.
I've never really watched it. I can't remember the name of it. It's not that.
I can't think of that either.
That's good. But that show was hilarious. That show is just, it's such a, it's supposed to be kind of like after school special, but kind of screwed up after school special stuff. And it's just hilarious. If anybody out there has not seen that, that's highly recommend.
Did you pick up anything else, Mike, this week besides Flash?
I got the 4K of the Transformers movie. Let's see.
Is that the new one or?
It's the 1980, 86 animated one.
Oh, okay.
Is it 86? It is. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. I picked that up, and I think you picked this one up too, John. I believe. I got Border Incident.
Yes.
The Anthony Mann movie, and
I haven't checked it out yet, though. Thanks for reminding me. I have that.
Yeah, this is a movie I've been wanting to get. I've only had it on Laserdisc, but remember Amadeus?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So that's
yeah.
This is one of those digital. It's a digibook that came out a long time ago, and I found a really good deal on it on eBay.
Yeah. Great.
So
it's pretty cool.
That's me. Yeah, just odds and ends here and there.
Hey, Mike, have you seen the Munsters movie?
Oh man, I don't know. I told myself I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if I can watch it or not because I like the original Munsters.
Well, I found myself enjoying it actually.
Oh really?
And I'm in the same boat as you are. I heard a lot of bad things about it, and I found myself actually liking it and not hating and like I thought I was going to. Yeah.
Yeah,
Sherry Moon, her acting's shit in it. She's not that great. She's not horrible, but she's just not. She's not great. But the guy that plays fucking Herman, man, he's like good, man. As Herman, I mean, he captures the original Herman. You like the laugh and the look is pretty good, and I mean, it actually kind of rings a little bit, tasted some decent respect to the TV show, more than I thought it was going to. I don't know. It's a movie I'll watch again because I kind of liked it. Like, I think it has like another, I apologize. I think it is Dwight Yoakam. I think it's him.
It might be
it's
a
that
movie.
Country.
Yeah, it might be a movie that'll become a cult hit, over time, and it'll actually, because that's how a lot of cult movies get started. Everybody hated it; it was a big bomb, blah blah blah. And then 20 years later, everybody loves it. They're writing books about it and stuff. So.
Yeah, what was that Garbage Pail Kids? Remember how bad that was?
Oh yeah,
and that was a cult hit.
Yeah.
Well, it's still bad.
I was gonna say in Masters of the Universe, that He-Man movie they made in the 80s and stuff. I was really kind of disappointed in that when that came out back in the day. But see, I haven't watched it in a long time, so I may like it now.
No, I'm sorry, it's Richard Drake. He looks like Dwight Yoakam or one of those country stars that was in a bunch of movies.
Yeah.
But he plays kind of like the mad scientist who creates Herman, kind of like the Dr. Frankenstein. But he looks like he probably.
Oh yeah, he looks like Robert Davey.
Yeah, but he's really good, and his assistant is George Garcia.
Okay.
Jorge or whatever how he pronounced it. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, and he's like made up. You can't really. He's got like kind of fucked up teeth looking. He's just like kind of like the Igor type assistant.
And
it's kind of weird. It's like the lighting and everything. It's got like a lot of this. It's almost like while they're in Transylvania to start out the movie, and it's got like the nighttime scenes, like everything's almost lit up, like it's almost fluorescent looking. The lighting they use, where they were using like HD cameras and stuff, and you think, well, that kind of be stupid, but it kind of fits. It's weird. You just got to watch it. I really want you guys to watch it and see what you think. If you hate it, you hate it. But I thought for some reason I enjoyed it because I felt like it. The guy that played Uncle that played Grandpa, excuse me,
Grandpa.
and he was good, and it just wasn't as bad as I thought it
I'll have
was
to
going
give
to
it.
be.
Yeah, I'll have to give it a shot. I mean, if you say that, I'll give it a chance and watch it. I'm trying to think if it's on Hulu now or something where I don't have to go out and buy it exactly. Just see it. I think it's on Hulu. I'm not.
No,
Yeah, there's
Netflix.
Netflix. Okay.
There's a funny scene where I'll be like Lily and Herman are like when they first kind of get together. It's kind of their like it's like a prequel to the show, and it's like shows how they get together. And there's a scene where they they're like for some reason early in the movie, like Herman's like kind of become like a rock star and a comedian because he gets like a comedian's brain. It's kind of like a throwback to young Frankenstein, young Einstein, or young Frankenstein, yeah.
Oh, okay.
And it's kind of a Frankenstein. Sorry,
Frankenstein, yeah,
yeah. And it's kind of a throwback to that. But there's a scene where they're like basically doing Sonny and Cher, and it's just funny because because just recently I listened to I Got You Babe. I like to listen to a lot of old music, 60s and 50s and 60s music. And I was listening to that again, and I forgot how bad that Sonny Bono, his singing's like shit, And you got Cher, who's like just fucking got a gorgeous voice, and they had that dynamic like Sherry Moon. It wasn't her really singing, but like she was doing the Cher part, and it's like she was singing really good, and then it would go to Herman, and it was just like terrible, And so it was such an awesome little parallel to the real thing. I don't know. It was just funny. I don't know why. I just thought it just wasn't as awful as I thought it was going to be because I kept seeing people, and the people that were reviewing it, I always would show certain scenes and stuff, and didn't really show a lot of it. They didn't show any context, and I don't know. I thought it was fun to watch. I don't know.
Well, I think people out of the gate started kind of ragging on it because it's a Rob Zombie movie. A lot of people still are trying to not accept him as a filmmaker, or something like that. But I'll give it a chance. I guess those initial trailers and stuff about it I was just like, I don't know. It's like sacrilege. It's like no way.
Yeah, I don't. I love the show too. I have it all on DVD, and I probably over the course of the years, when I was a kid, watched all of it on reruns, and it's just, it just wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. I thought the same way. I thought it just kind of, from what I've seen of it, but the show's campy too, and I think the humor kind of fits. I think he actually kind of got the humor in the show, and. And I think when it kind of, luckily you don't have to spend a lot of time in California, which is right at the end. You don't have to spend a lot of time there. I think that was right at the end is not the best parts of the movie, but other than that, the everything in Transylvania, because most of it takes place at night, and you got that kind of funky lighting and stuff going on. And I don't know, it just feels like it works because I mean the show started out in black and white, didn't it? It wasn't color at first, wasn't it? I think did it have any color? I can't remember.
Yeah, I think the last 2 seasons maybe were color, or last season of it, and then there was a movie, and that was in color, a Munsters movie.
Yeah, I have that. It's like Munsters Go Home. It's the one where they go to England or whatever. Yeah,
that's pretty good actually.
Yeah,
I wonder if they would have, if he would have filmed it in black and white, or maybe added touches of color and stuff to it, if it would have made it visually something, you know what I mean, to kind of balance the humor. And I don't know, but I don't know. I'll have to check it out.
I think with Rob Zombie, people were expecting him not to go full camp like the TV show, and to make it some kind of horror movie and something more out of it, which might have been an interesting concept, to actually take that concept and make it into like almost a slasher, or like a kind of a gruesome horror. It would have been interesting, but I like that they went. I mean, that would have been more disrespect than actually doing what he did, I think.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I mean, they could have went the way of maybe taking all the humor out and just making it like a serious type of monster movie type thing.
Yeah.
And that could have been a possibility, but I don't know.
Yeah.
But then it wouldn't be the Munsters. So I mean,
True.
So.
And I think a lot of the people reviewing it, some people will be like, act like they are familiar with the old stuff, and really they might be a younger reviewer who may have only went and watched a couple of clips on YouTube, and they don't really didn't watch the show, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And or you know, there's a lot of people that do that. They just, you know, they act like they were familiar with this piece of work, and they really didn't watch it. You know, they really weren't actual fans. And I think Rob was actually a fan. I mean, he said he was a fan of the show, and I think it kind of comes out in this movie. I think it's I thought it had some pretty funny stuff in it. Funny interactions between, you know, Grandpa, you know, they call him the Count. He's the Count in this movie because it's like before he's Grandpa, because he's Lily's. I guess he's Lily's father, or is it? Or
I think it's
her grandfather. I think it's his grandpa. I think it's why he's grandpa in the TV show. But yeah. And
but yeah, like, you know, me growing up, it would be like on Nick at Night or something like that, and you got to kind of grow up with it a little bit, you know, so you're kind of familiar with all the stuff that it is. And maybe nowadays, you know, somebody puts out a bad review and everybody jumps on the bandwagon, like, oh, I hate it too, you know, and like nobody wants to be the one that likes it, you know, or something. But
yeah, this is the guy who actually played the Count. You can't even really tell it's him.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
He was on Matlock. He also played Jay Leno in, if you ever remember the Late Show Wars one with David Letterman and him.
It's called The Late Shift. I believe.
Late Shift. I'm sorry. Yeah, because Kathy Bates was his agent in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll check it out, John. Yeah. I trust your opinion, man. So I'll check it.
Well,
out.
you might not after you watch it. I don't know. You never know.
I'll let you know. I'll be like, eh.
Yeah,
I just call it like I see it. I'm sorry, Kenny.
No, I was just going to ask: were you guys Munsters guys or Addams Family? Which one did you guys prefer?
I don't know, a little both. I think I like the Munsters a little bit more, just because
it was funnier to me.
Plus, I always liked Frankenstein, and you know, Herman Munster was like a Frankenstein character, and I don't know, but they were both really good shows. They both really had stuff, but I don't know. I think I like the Munsters because they had the hot rod and the Munsters hot rod and all that stuff. So it was,
and the pet dragon Spot,
pet dragon, and
yeah, you get to see the origin of Spot in this movie too.
Oh, so. No kidding, really?
Yeah.
Okay. Now you got us interested in this. Damn it.
Yeah.
I haven't really heard a lot of people like talk about it positive. Like, I don't think anybody's like done, like, let's say a YouTuber or something has done like just about the Munster movie. You know, it's a lot of people are just saying it's bad or something. You know, and
well, I did watch somebody do, and it's not somebody I normally watch. It just came up on my feed one day, and I watched it, and he just was shitting all over it. And I'm like, I didn't, you know, for some reason, I remember when it was in like Best Buy for a long time, and I was like, yeah, I'm not buying that. And then like a couple weeks ago, I was like, something, for some reason, I don't know what it was. I was like, man, I need to get that. And I hadn't seen anybody talk about it. It was just something made me like, I need to check that out. I don't know why. It's just, I think maybe I had watched a review, you know, I'd seen, you know, sometimes, you know, you shit on some, you know, you hear somebody shitting on it, you don't really want to see it, and then you watch it and you're like, what the hell are they talking about? Kind of like No Hard Feelings, you know, and you so you question other people's opinions on things. You think, well, maybe I should watch it as well. So it's one of those things, and I decided, I think I got it cheap on Amazon, and so I picked it up, and I thought, well, I better pick it up before it disappears or goes, you know, out of print or something. And
I guess it really comes down to if you're a fan of the Munsters, you know, and just forget what other people say and just see it for yourself, and you know, decide, you know, because they might be missing something. A lot of these people may just be copying other people's homework, you know, per se, and just saying whatever, you know, and I don't know. I'll give it a shot though, because I have been curious about it, but I was one of those people that everybody was shitting on it, so I was just like
Well, the review I had, he's obviously he couldn't play the whole movie, so he was just showing clips that he was, I guess, from the trailer for the most part, and it was just out of context, and it didn't, that the stuff didn't look good. But when you see the movie all put together, it worked for me. I don't know. I just found it's fun. I'm not saying it's a work of art. I mean, sometimes the acting's not that great, but sometimes it is. It's kind of, some of the actors are really good, and some, like I said, Sherry Moon isn't that great in it. And it's just kind of weird. I thought she was really good in his other movies that she's in.
Yeah,
and
she's been in most of them, I think.
Yeah.
But even if you watch The Devil's Rejects and the Three from Hell and stuff, I mean, they're not perfect horror movies either. I mean, there's stuff to kind of, criticize in it too.
But she usually just plays the hot chick in the movies, the hot chick. So when she actually has to play be a character actor and play a character, maybe that's where she...
Well, I always thought Lily Munster was like sexier than Morticia Addams. I guess if I had to compare the two, I guess I would go for her, but or something.
Out
of the
Carlo,
two shows.
what was the girl that played? Yvonne DiCarlo, is it?
Yeah,
something like that.
Yeah. She's a really beautiful actress. She used to be in a bunch of like old 50s westerns and stuff. Man, she was just like gorgeous, and
very curvy too. Yeah, seems like
there's a lot of bikini pictures of her because I think she was in like Miss America pageant or something like that.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, probably started out. Probably started out like that.
Let's see here. We got about 30 minutes. You want to? Have you seen No Hard Feelings yet, Mike?
No. That's got Jennifer
Lawrence
in it? Okay.
Well, how about this? Me and Kenny seen it. If you want to wait till next week and do No Hard Feelings?
Yeah, because I think you'll like that, Mike.
Okay.
I really do.
Okay. I'll write it down.
And then I can put it on the poster for next week, so it might be a draw. We had a few people earlier tonight, and then they kind of disappeared on us. So we're building it slowly, so I don't know. Yeah. We'll have to build slowly.
It's a marathon, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I'm gonna give us a homework for next week, a Tubi movie that I just found today. Okay, it might. I don't know if it's going to be good or bad or And this is called A Little Help. Okay, and it has Jenna Fisher. It looks like a rom-com basically. Jenna Fisher, Chris O'Donnell, Jim Florentine. What the hell's he doing in it? And Leslie Ann Warren. I just found that today.
What's it called again?
A Little Help. It's on Tubi.
Okay.
It's a 2011 movie, and it has Jenna Fisher from The Office.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So she's not bad to look at for an hour and a half.
Now, is No Hard Feelings? Is that on any of the streaming platforms, or do you have to?
I think you have to buy it.
Buy that one, okay.
It might be on Hulu. Not sure.
Yeah, I'm checking it right now.
Yeah, I'll go check around for it.
It's really worth it to watch.
Yeah, it just came out.
Yeah, it just came out Tuesday.
Oh, okay.
Okay. You can rent it on Amazon Prime for $5.99.
I picked that up, Mike. I did. I went ahead and picked up the
4K.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I was kind of tempted, but then at the same time, it's like, I don't know. It's like, it probably looked good in 4K, but I was just thinking, I'm used to it looking real cruddy growing up in the 80s. And like me and my sister copied it off of HBO, like onto a Betamax tape of all things. And
man, really?
Yeah, and we watched that thing until the tape wore out. We used to play it back and forth and the funny scenes and stuff. But so I'm kind of used to it, looking at it that way.
Oh, here's the movie I picked up, and I'm not sure if it's going to be good or bad. I've heard some people say it's funny, and then I'm not a big fan of Bert Kreischer, but I picked up The Machine.
Oh yeah,
I've heard about it, but I'm not a big fan of that dude.
Yeah,
he can be funny, but I don't know. So
yeah, me and my wife just discovered him a few months ago, his stand-up act and stuff, and I had no idea the guy was this big and had a movie and everything.
Yeah.
But yeah, the whole shirtless thing might get old eventually, you know. Yeah. That's the only thing, but he seems pretty funny though. He seems like he would be a good actor and comedian and a lot of other stuff in the future.
Yeah.
So,
My brother got me on this one girl. She's kind of like heavy set, but she's like I don't even know what the hell her name is. But my brother watches like all like the stand up things on the Netflix, and he told me about her. And I did watch her one stand up special when I did have Netflix before they did the family sharing, canceled that out.
Oh yeah,
I
can't remember her name. If I think about it, I'll send it to you guys. So what her name is? But
what is she on again?
She was on. She was in a Netflix like stand up. But she's been in like a couple. Like I think she played like Amy Schumer's like best friend or something. She's like a heavy girl. She's a lesbian. I think my brother said. She's kind of like chunky. She kind of looks like the guy from the Big Green, the goalie, you know, with the funny hair and the big eyes. What the hell's her name?
Let's see here.
But
I picked this up. This is another IFC movie. This is on, I think, Scream Factory, but you might be able to find this, Kenny, on Tubi or something. It's called The Rental.
Oh, is that Alison Brie?
Yeah.
I did watch that. That was on Shudder.
Okay. It's directed by Dave Franco, James Franco's brother. It also has Jeremy Allen White in it, which is in The Bear. He's the lead guy in The Bear.
Well,
he's married to her too. Lucky bastard.
I was scanning through my Netflix stuff, and I seen this one girl. This might be her, Urzilla Carson. Is that her?
No, that doesn't sound familiar to me. I'm looking it up as you guys talk. So, but
okay.
I can picture her, but I just can't. You know,
I'm gonna have to get my glare fixed up. But this is the one I was talking to Kenny about last week. I've watched all of it. It's called Redo of Healer.
Oh yeah.
The anime. Yeah, this is one I don't suggest you. I know your son's in the anime, but I don't think you'd want him to be watching this.
Well, there ain't no telling what he watches without I don't know about. So
he may have seen this, but this is definitely it's basically softcore hentai with a good story. It's weird, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you mentioned it on your pickup video, didn't you, just recently?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I was listening to it. It sounds like a really good premise, you know.
Yeah, it's a good story. It's just got a lot of TNA, cartoon TNA, which I don't watch hentai. I'm not into that stuff. But it's when you put it in, it's just like a regular movie. When you put it like, you know, TNA in regular movies, it just makes it a little bit better. But it's like actually got some graphic stuff that happens. It's just not showing the full deal going on. It's just like things are happening. But it's pretty violent.
Okay.
Yeah.
I might just bring up the name and see if to my son and see if he like, oh, I know all about that. Be like, oh, you do know all about that.
Yeah. There's nothing much left to the imagination in that.
Yeah.
It's just like, it's like based in like a RPG type of world. You'll see a lot of some animes will be like that, where people have like in RPGs where you have skills and stuff, and they have magic and things like that, and But he basically, when he goes back on his revenge, he basically like he basically turns the one of the women, the one that like she's like the princess or the princess of the kingdom, and he basically gets revenge on her by like he changes her face with his magic and basically erases her existence and erases her memory and makes him his slave. So he goes around and basically he has a whole harem of women who are with him, and he's like basically has sex with all of them.
Oh wow!
And that's what he's doing. Yeah, and then like, but they're all like have different skills and stuff, and they like, and he's helping them get revenge on other people. The rest of them, except for the girl that he's getting revenge on at the beginning, the rest of them are like in certain situations, and he gives them their revenge on like their oppressors. But he's also having sex with them each episode. Like he ends up having like 3 ways with them, and all.
Oh wow!
It's just it's pretty graphic, except there's no penetration or nothing like that. But it's like
That comedian, by the way, her name is Fortune Feimster.
Oh, okay.
I've never heard.
Feimster. Fortune Feimster.
She sounds like she's probably woke.
Fortune.
Apparently not too much.
That's good.
My brother and his wife loves her.
I generally don't like women comedians because all they like to talk about is their vaginas and stuff like that.
Like I said, I've never seen her other just in movies and stuff like that. But
I'm not saying I wouldn't give her a chance. I'm just saying it's just that's because that's all like Amy Schumer ever boiled down to. It's like
but I never
can't
liked
stand
her.
Yeah.
That's pretty much her whole act. Yeah.
And a lot of women comedians kind of that's what they do. It's just like they have to
kind of broaden their humor a little bit.
I picked this up too, Mike. The Paramount Presents Hustle
and
Flow 4K.
Yeah. I remember liking that back in the day, pretty much. Yeah. I wonder if it looks really. That's like a 4K or something now, isn't it?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, this is a 4K.
Okay. Yeah.
Have you watched it yet, Kenny?
No, I haven't.
Have you ever seen it before?
I seen it years ago when it first came out.
Yeah, it's a good movie. It's a really good movie.
Yeah. What's that guy's name? The black dude. What's his name? He was in
Iron Man.
Said something. Yeah.
Whatever his name is.
If you hadn't said something, I'd have remembered it. Yeah.
Yeah, he's really good in it, I think.
Yeah, he got an Oscar nomination for that.
God, it starts with a T, I want to say. Jeez, I can't.
Terrence Howard.
Yeah. That was pretty good.
Yeah, that's like if you say something, that's when I forget it. Forget the name. Yeah. Yeah, I just rewatched it yesterday. Yeah, I love that movie. Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, I think didn't the director make Black Snake Moan after that one? It's got Samuel L. Jackson and Christina Ricci in it or something.
Yeah, I think so.
I didn't know if I liked that one as much as Hustle and Flow, but yeah, Hustle and Flow is really good. I haven't seen that in a good minute.
Yeah, you're right. He did do. I didn't even see that.
Yeah, Craig Brewer.
Yeah. I don't know what he's done since though. It seemed like he was the new hot and coming director out there, and he just didn't.
I don't think he did.
He did the. He was the director and producer for that black show Empire that Terrence Howard was in.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it says here that he also directed Double Bind Is My Name. I think that's at Eddie Murphy Netflix.
Yeah, I heard that was really good too. Yeah.
It was good. It was good.
Yeah, I still haven't seen that.
Oh, he also did Coming to America too.
Okay. Okay.
I didn't see that.
I was going to say, man, we were watching Hulu probably a couple of months ago now, and there was a good movie on. It's from 2020 called Run. I don't know if you saw it. It's like a mom keeps her daughter sick, so she won't leave. Like she's like in a wheelchair and everything, and she's deliberately keeping her ill so she'll never
wow.
leave. And it's got a scene in there where the daughter starts slowly understanding like what her mom's doing to her and how she's cut off and everything. And she has to like get out of her wheelchair. And there's this scene that's just bonkers. So she crawls out the window along the edge of the house into another window, and you just have to see it to believe it. It was really good. It was very, very tense. And
I'm gonna check that one out.
Yeah, I think it was on Hulu.
Yeah,
it was a Hulu
Sarah
special.
Paulson, I like her.
Oh yeah.
I thought it was really good.
Yeah, she's kind of a Sarah Paulson. She's kind of a I was going to say she's kind of a low rent Uma Thurman, but she's still hot. But she's kind of she's got the similar look to her, kind of lanky. And
I think she's a better actress than Uma, though.
I didn't say anything about her acting.
No.
I'm just saying.
I know you.
I'm talking about her. I'm talking about her looks. You know, she's kind of a.
Yeah. She was in. Was it Heredity or something? What was she in? Oh, she was on the American Gothic.
No, she's very beautiful too. But she's got that cane build as Uma Thurman's. What I'm getting at.
Okay.
Yeah.
American Horror Story.
Okay. Yeah.
I think she's been in every year of that.
Yeah.
I think. Because I know she played the one season I watched it was she had the two heads or something, where she was like a Siamese twin or something like that. I was like, that got like too friggin' weird for me, and I just, as much as I like her, I just couldn't take it,
Yeah, I didn't get to see all those seasons. I watched quite a few of them, but I didn't get to see them all.
Is it Sarah Paulson?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm thinking of the wrong person. I was thinking of somebody else. Yes, no, that's not who I'm thinking about.
She's another one. If you go into, if you guys like Craig Ferguson, she was like a regular basically on his show. And with Craig Ferguson's show, you never basically talked about like your upcoming project. It was just basically he would just like bullshit how hot you were basically the whole time. trying to, and his show was like really, his show was really good because it didn't have a format. It was basically, oh, do you want to plug your project kind of thing? It was just basically they talked about other stuff happening in the world,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, I like Craig Ferguson a lot. He just kind of disappeared too. He disappeared at a good time before all the big shows. All those guys sold their soul to the deep state. So you got fucking Craig. You had fucking Colbert up there dancing with some needles and stuff during COVID. They just like. Horrible, just like propaganda pushing shitheads, man. All they are.
Yeah,
once Dave and Craig went off the air, it was just kind of like that was it for me.
Yeah.
Because I don't like to see like Fallon just kisses their ass. You're the greatest. Oh, I love you. I love you. It's like, oh, shut up, douchebag. Yeah.
I swear to God, I don't know how he had any success because, like, when he was on SNL. All he did, he laughed in every scene that he was in. Mm-hmm. He never could. He was a shitty actor.
I never. It's like these guys. I think really make pacts with the devil. I really do because I just don't. I don't see how they're successful. Another one is like there's two. Like I can't stand the Today Show. How that Hoda Kotb has a job and makes $16 million a year, and Al Roker. What do? They stand there and tell you, well, it's going to be a little cloudy in Des Moines. Let's go to your area.
Yeah. He's like the most overpaid weatherman in the world.
And Mike, the dude is loved. I mean, he's like internationally loved.
I don't get that, man. I don't get a lot of daytime TV stuff that comes on. Occasionally I'll go to my parents' house or something and they have that on. They watch whatever's on. And I'm just like, it's like, I don't want to say I can watch all that all day,
I know my mom we have a thing called, it's sort of like Good Morning America, but it's like Good Day Philadelphia. Mm-hmm. My mom watched that from 4:00 in the morning till it went off at 10:00. Mm-hmm. And she was like obsessed with it. But I think once you get to a older point in your life, you watch daytime TV. I mean, she was like literally the dying breed that actually watched soap operas still.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, I remember my mom watching soap operas, but only back in the 80s, and it was like only on the days that she was off from work or something, so she wasn't dedicated.
We would literally, when we had a VCR in '85, we would tape it every day so she could watch Young and the Restless.
Yeah.
We taped it every day, and we were in school, but as long as it recorded when you had it programmed to tape,
Oh yeah.
And
yeah. I think that's what she watched too, was Young and Restless.
Yeah, that scene in Mr. Mom always makes me remember my mom, because she would, even if she was like off for sick, or if she was off, like especially when we were off during like Christmas vacation, she goes, "We'll go out as soon as Y&R's over," because she always liked to go out like during Christmas week and stuff like that, and she'd go, "Tell your brother, just give me an hour." And then she'd be discussing it with two of us, two teenage boys that didn't know anything about the damn show or cared about it, but she would just sit in the car and discuss it with us.
Well, I think a lot of those soap operas have kind of been replaced by like these talk shows and like Dr. Oz or some shows like that. You don't really, all the channels don't really have the soap operas anymore.
I think it's kind of funny because on one channel, like we have 17 here. Okay, they're like kind of UHF channels. 17 basically has your Jerry Springer, your Maury, this guy Steve Wilkos, a bald fella, and it's basically like all fake relationship stuff. Okay, then you go to like the WB channel, which is like your primarily your BET. You have every like Judge Mathis, Judge Wofford, Judge, it's basically 5 hours of just like jury stuff. There's not like one channel that usually, because I remember growing up, you had sitcoms like McHale's Navy, Bewitched, and then they would like, especially now, they would like change it up, their schedules and stuff like that. You get back. I remember coming home, my mom would make us a snack in the refrigerator and say, "Okay, boys, watch Batman until I get home." So you'd have the Adam West Batman on until we got home, But now it's all, jury shows and Maury and
talk shows and cooking shows and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't mind the cooking shows, but all the cooking shows now, because I used to be a chef, so it was like I don't mind the cooking shows, but now it's like you have like all these people that are basically like
that's pretty cool.
YouTubers. Oh, what's that, John? Oh, that's neat. Oh, McHale's Navy. That's neat.
Are those real hinges on there?
No, it's just a box. It opens up.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it looks authentic from here. It looks like a real little wooden box.
Yeah, that's what's inside of it.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, there's some really cool TV show box sets like that. Like you got that Bonanza set, John, and that looks really cool. And
this is just kind of a regular one, but this is another good one.
Oh yeah.
I've got a bunch of crap.
Yeah,
I love old.
I was going to say I didn't even think to look at the TV collection at Half Price Books today, because they had a ton of like those collections.
Leave It to Beaver, that's good.
Oh yeah, I loved Beaver when I was growing up.
Do you have Laverne and Shirley, John?
No, I don't actually. That's one to find one of these days.
Well, you heard Mill Creek, Kino's getting ready to release Columbo.
Oh, really? Columbo?
Yeah.
I love that show. Yeah. Man from U.N.C.L.E.
Man from U.N.C.L.E., yeah.
Yeah, I have this crazy stuff. I've got too much stuff.
I just got on eBay that I'll be showing next week, hopefully, if it comes in on time. I just got. I just bought the Fugitive. The Fugitive series.
The TV show, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Rocky and Bullwinkle.
Wow.
Yeah, those are some good ones.
Yeah, well, I mean, probably my That's probably my. Well, I've got a lot more. It's just TV collecting's like one of my favorite things to do. Which I've got tons. I mean, movies obviously are right up there, but for some reason I like trying to find old television shows.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you could probably turn those into a bunch of videos, man, showing those off, because that's something you don't see people really always show, like their TV box sets, unless it's something that just came out and they might show it. But yeah, that'd be interesting. I'd watch it.
Which one's that? Oh, The Wire. I never liked that show. Everybody said how great it was. I'd rather watch The Shield with Vic Mackey beating the hell out of people than watching that.
Secret Agent, man.
I'd never even heard of that show.
Secret Agent.
Yeah, that's a guy from. Wasn't he on The Fugitive, or not The Fugitive? What do you call it?
What one's that? Saved by the Bell.
Yeah,
that's pretty cool.
Yeah. That show was almost too. I was almost too old for that show. I was kind of right in that wheelhouse of that age, but that was probably you were probably a little too old for that one, Ken. You may have watched it, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, I was like 20 back then when that was.
This show, I don't know why. I love this show so much.
Green Acres,
that's fun.
It's so funny. The weird thing is, it's like, really the same thing kind of happens in every episode, but I can watch the whole damn series like over and over. It's just one of those weird comfort shows. It's just funny. It's going to be funny. I don't know what it is about it. It's just, I love it.
Yeah, I guess it's kind of like Andy Griffith. Do you have an Andy Griffith collection?
Yes, but I don't have it here. I've got all the boxes. It's still in the folders. I don't have, but I have all of it. Yeah. Yeah. Like at the time he died, like in 12, I think it was 2012 when he died. Is that correct? Somewhere around then.
Somewhere around that.
They had been releasing like all of it on DVD, and I bought all of them. And when he died, I made sure I went out and finished getting the rest of them real quick before everybody snatched them up.
Yeah.
There's probably a whole collection now that you can get, but I've got them all in the individual cases. I just don't have room for everything. Like I got all the Star Trek Voyager as well, like that, and all the seasons of that, and I've got all Next Generation and all that.
Did they ever do like a canon one? Like
a canon
series? Canon series. It was with William Conrad. It was like a 70s cop drama. Those were like popular. They had that Barnaby Jones. I love my favorite cop show is Rockford Files. Love Rockford Files.
Yeah, I think that's coming out on Blu-ray soon.
Is it really?
Yeah, there's been some rumors of it. I think Kino might be putting that out too.
Oh, that's a great one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Gary Shandling show, yeah.
Yeah, when this came out, when that came out, I for some reason I was like, I figured I would had to order it from Amazon or something, but for some reason I was like, well, I'm gonna drive to Lexington and see if they have it in Best Buy for some reason, and they did. I don't know why they had it, but they had it.
Yeah, I think a lot of those TV collections will be really worth something because I don't think they'll ever put all those out again.
That's a nice set.
Yeah, Larry Sanders.
I love that's a show I can just turn on and just like laugh my ass off with that.
Hey now.
Just I just like my favorite ones where he thought David Duchovny was coming on to him.
Yeah.
He's wearing the robe and he does the Sharon Stone crosses legs. He doesn't have any clothes on underneath of it. I just thought that was hysterical.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I got that one. I actually have that one. Tales from the Crypt.
This is TV is something I've always been collecting a lot over the years, and movies is my priority, but I still throw in some TV here and there. And I love old TV, especially,
Yeah.
I had to pick up, stuff like this. There's funny F Troop. And,
that was always good.
Yeah. And
you got some good ones, John.
Yeah, some of that stuff, like Mike, I didn't even know even existed, like F Troop,
Yeah, I mean, I've heard of it. I didn't know it was on video though.
I've got all of Dennis the Menace.
Oh wow. Yeah, that's cool.
The original Dennis the Menace.
Yeah.
Just weird stuff.
What about Mr. Ed? You got Mr. Ed?
Yes, I do actually, but I think it's in the other room actually because I don't have any room for it. I do have. That's just recently something I recently bought. A lot of that stuff, if you go on eBay and if you look it up, you can get good deals on this whole series. Because if you go to Amazon, they'll have like some ridiculous price. Even their marketplace will be really expensive. Then you just go to eBay and somebody will be selling it for like less than $50. Maybe I think I just paid like $30 or $40 for the entire series of Mr. Ed. Yeah,
yeah.
I know
cool.
there's two seasons of CSI I'm missing. I love the original CSI. I'm missing 13 and 14. Those things are like $40, and people are like wanting like $35 to $40 on eBay and stuff. It's like I am not paying for that. You know, it's like.
Did I tell you about this, Mike?
Yeah, I think you showed that before. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah,
that's a rare one to. I don't ever see that. You know, just browsing.
Yeah. This guy that what's his name? I can't remember his name.
Yeah, I can't think of his name. It's on the tip of my tongue.
He's like a Andy Griffith kind of look-alike almost. I'm sorry.
Rod Cameron?
Right, yeah.
Oh, yeah, Rod.
Yep.
Rod Cameron.
Yeah, and it's kind of a film noir police drama. It's not really film noir, but it's kind of, it's kind of, I don't know. I just enjoy watching all of them. They're just it's not like a hour-long police drama. They're more like just 30-minute episodes, and they're not, they're just kind of interesting. Because he had another one. This one's another one he had. It's the same show, just rebranded. It's the exact same show, Coronado 9. And I think there's one other show I have that's the same. It's the same thing. This is just something it's called City Detective. I think this is just Burn 2 disc somebody made. It's just something they. But it's got a bunch of the episodes. I don't think it's the full series, but yeah,
there was a show on MeTV that I watched. Like it's on usually like on the late nights on Saturday night. Naked City.
Oh yeah,
Naked City's a really good one.
Oh, yeah. Speaking of the monsters, there it is.
Oh yeah,
I was looking for it other night and I couldn't remember where it was.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, a show I liked also was Dragnet. I like the Dragnet ones, and
that would be a good one. I don't have that one. Yeah. I mean, that's what all this is down through here, except the top 2 rows they're film sets, but then everything else all the way down to the floor is all TV.
Oh wow!
Do you have the home improvement
I've got TV all over the place. There's TV over here. No, I don't have that one. I never was crazy about that show. It was good, I guess, as a kid, but I don't know if I ever run across it, a good deal on it one of these days. It might be something I pick up, but it's not high priority, really.
Yeah, but yeah, I would go through all your sets, man, make some videos out of it because that is interesting.
Yeah, because I've never heard of the last one. That's a good one.
Yeah, I got that set. Yeah, and
I just realized that I have this. It's out of place.
Space.
Wow.
I think it's basically the first thing Simon Pegg did.
Oh yeah.
I think that's BBC. I've got a whole section down here. It's BBC stuff for them.
Mike, I have a question for you. With the night galleries, does it matter if you get the DVD or the Blu-ray?
Well, I have the DVD set.
Okay.
I think I think Kino or something came out in the past couple of years. They came out with them on Blu-ray or something.
Yeah, I think there's 3 separate sets, correct? Am I wrong?
Yeah, I believe so, yeah. And I'm trying to think there was another show. I like the Outer Limits. I like the Outer.
Oh, yeah. They're very expensive, too.
Yeah. I got the older DVDs, though.
I'd like to have that, but it's expensive, though. I haven't.
I just got my old set, and it's all right. I think some of them you have to flip the disc over. It's like a 2-sided disc, which are kind of a pain in the ass, but
Yeah,
Oh
I
yeah,
was
this
just I
is
was just wondering about the Night Gallery one because yeah. See,
Yeah.
I bought that on
this is Blu-ray here. Yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
I have that set, man. I love the
yeah.
Twilight Zone. That's really good.
Yeah, I have seasons 2, 3, and 4. I got it on Hamilton Book. They were like $5.95 a piece.
Hmm.
So I just need 1 and 5.
Mm.
So I
Yeah,
don't know whether to sell the other ones or just break down and buy the Blu-ray set.
yeah, yeah. I
Yeah.
think the Outer Limits are in 2 sets on Blu-ray that Kino put out a couple years ago.
That was a great show. I grew up watching that.
Yeah, yeah. Wonder Woman's great.
But I
Yeah.
just was wondering with the DVD or save up to get the Blu-ray. Oh, that's a good one.
Oh yeah, Pee Wee's Playhouse. Yeah, yeah. Freaks and Geeks.
Freaks and
Yeah.
Geeks. Yeah.
I have the DVD version of that. I bought that when it first came out at Best Buy.
Yeah.
I don't usually do that, but I love that show so much. That first episode, I think, is one of the greatest hours of TV.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, a lot of people got their start on that show too. A lot of
that cast is crazy good.
Yeah.
Yeah, you find weird stuff. Like some of this stuff's not open because I've seen a lot of it and I just haven't opened it. But like this, like that.
Was that a good show? I never watched that.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah, it's real good. Yeah, speaking of people that got a start, like Martin Starr's on this show too. I don't think where he's at. Where's he at on here?
He's in Tulsa King too. He's great in Tulsa King.
Holy shit! Oh no, he's on here. I was like, how they? Yeah, Martin Starr from Freaks and Geeks. Remember, he's the real geeky guy.
Oh, okay.
He's been on a lot of stuff.
Stud Bill.
Yeah,
Stud
Bill.
Yeah. I only have one season of this. Maybe I have another one somewhere.
Mad TV.
I can't remember. Yeah, Mad TV. I think I do have another season somewhere of this.
I'd love to get the In Living Color ones. I really like that show a lot.
I have a couple, but not all of the seasons of that. That's one that. But I have a bunch of crap over here. Yeah, I'll have to start making some TV videos. Maybe that's a good idea, Mike. And
yeah, that's interesting.
Because I got so much stuff. It's like I could sit here all day and show you TV stuff.
Yeah, you can make content for a year or something. Free content.
Yeah, you could even just pull like about 4 or 5 of them out and just talk about it for a half an hour.
Oh yeah,
that would be
yeah.
This Blu-ray set.
Oh wow.
What's that one? Oh, Mission Impossible. Okay.
Yeah.
That's really nice.
This box really sucks though for a Blu-ray set. It's kind of flimsy. Mm-hmm. It's real flimsy. The inner box is a little better, but all of them come in these weird weird boxes, and I don't know. It's really strange. These flip open boxes like this.
Mm-hmm.
And they pull out of the top, which I don't mind that. Some people, oh no, they have a sleeve. See them?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And I think for a Blu-ray set, it's a little cheap.
Yeah, cheaply made. Yeah.
But I'm just glad I have all of it. You know.
And that would kind of suck. Like if you're watching it late at night and you're like trying to put the Nix, disc in without having to turn all the lights on and wake everybody up. You're like fumbling through this case, and so.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, those are some really cool the boxes on a lot of those are really interesting.
Very nice.
Special type boxes, and
I know there was one Man from Uncle that I seen on eBay, and this guy wanted like a lot of money for it, but it came in like a suitcase.
Oh yeah,
that'd be cool.
Yeah.
I would probably start collecting TV series, but man, I would run out of room real quick, probably.
This is another one I can watch. A lot of them are, they're just funny. Gomer Pyle.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, a lot of these are like Walmart stuff. I love these sets when they put them out. These bricks. Mm-hmm. I don't know why. Sometimes they're a pain in the butt to deal with, but it's all in like one big chunk. And it's just easy. overall, it's a lot easier than collecting a bunch of individual boxes.
Yeah, that's what I like about the Twilight Zone one that you got. I got that one too, and it just opens up, and you can just get the disc out.
Oh, that's a nice one.
Yeah, Cheers was like it too. It's 2 bricks like that. So.
Oh wow. Yeah.
And like, I'd collected all the individual Seinfelds, and then I found this set later on, and I hated that this was all together, and it's like one not really big box because they had those real big the one that looked like a refrigerator. You remember that special edition?
Yeah.
But they put this out, and it's like just a big book.
Oh wow.
And it's got like all the seasons are like this.
Oh wow, that's cool.
That. And I don't know, it's just easy to deal with, and but I'm gonna tell you what, if for some reason, I don't think they're ever going to do it, but for some reason if they put out Seinfeld on Blu-ray, I'll rebuy it again. The whole series. It's just one of those shows that I'll do it. I don't like doing that a lot, but that's one of them I would do for it.
I was very fortunate with Seinfeld. That was at my local Salvation Army. They had somebody just turned in all their sets, and I got each set for $2.
Nice.
Oh, wow. Yeah. That's how I found Monty Python collection.
Oh, that's a good one.
The whole TV show. Oh yeah, Taxi. That's another cool set.
Is that how you found your Monty Python one, Mike?
Yeah, I found it at a Goodwill, and it was really good condition. I think they only had like $2 or $3 on it. I could not believe it. I took it, ran, and checked out, and I was happier than I don't know what.
Now I do have several of these sets. These are the Mill Creek, and they're like got the notorious. It's like a hard box, but then they got this cheap flap on the top. But it's these things.
I hate those sometimes.
Yeah, but it's one of those deals. It's like where it's all together, so it's kind of cool. I've got everything, but I hate that it's real cheap.
Yeah.
Except why why do it like this? Why have this nice hard box on 7 corners, and then the fucking have the cheap flapper that don't stay down. Nothing. It wants to come up whenever you.
Yeah, I've heard different stuff about some of Mill Creek's stuff. They cut corners a lot on stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good one too.
Yeah, that was the Blu-ray. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, just too much shit.
Wow.
That was a good one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's like a brick in one thing.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I had bought the Untouchables, the Robert Stack Untouchables.
Yeah.
And it really pissed me off because it was just the first 4 seasons, and then you had to buy the 5th one separately. And the 5th one is like $30.
Oh, wow.
That's a good one.
This is a weird kind of set. It looks like it's a brick, but it's like two individual boxes inside. Yeah. I bought it because it was all together. I had some of the individual stuff, and I found that at Walmart, and I was like, I'm gonna get that all together. So it's and I think they rebranded it for this set too. Like all the discs are the same color. It's not like they just threw a bunch of the old discs into a new box. They actually rebranded it. So
I recently got the complete Battlestar Galactica.
Oh, really?
On Blu-ray, I found a really good deal on it. It was used on eBay, and it's got the TV movie, and it's got the episodes and the pilot and all that stuff.
Oh wow, that's a good one.
Oh yeah, I love Three's Company growing up.
That's another one of those Mill Creek, but you can pick them up cheap, and then you have the whole series.
Yeah,
like there's a lot of this stuff it'll never hit Blu-ray. It has to be something special, or they vote on it, or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to get that Magnum set.
Yeah, Magnum, and I like the Airwolf. And,
yeah.
I wouldn't mind getting like the A-Team and stuff like that too. I always like watching.
Yeah, I have like one season of A-Team, but never bought the complete series. I was trying to look back here to see if there's anything else cool there. I mean, I've got a lot of stuff that's cool. It's just not.
Yeah.
might not be interested in. Because here's another one of those Mill Creek sets that are. It's not even opened yet, but Roseanne. That's one I picked up the past year.
I remember one of the Mill Creek ones that I got was Charlie's Angels. Oh, that's a good. Wow, that's really good.
Yeah, the State. Yeah, some of those are kind of obscure now. You know, like they were real popular. Now they're kind of, you don't hear much about them.
I have this on Blu-ray, but this is the second edition of this, From the Earth to the Moon.
Oh, wow.
Like I have the first box set. It's boxed up somewhere. That came out like 1998 or 9. And it's like when I first got my first DVD player. But this was the first, but what they did with this, I'm sorry, I'm standing up. I'm not talking into my mic. What they did with this set is they went back and they made it widescreen. It was originally shot. It was shot on videotape in full frame, but somehow they went back and I don't know how they digitally did it, but they made it into widescreen somehow, and that's how it's presented now.
Yeah, it's like they matted it or something. Did like a matte, you know, blew it up a little bit.
Because, like, here's the Blu-ray set. It's just a little bitty set, and they,
wow.
You know, and so, but it's good stuff. You know, it's some pretty good stuff. But it seemed like the first. Oh crap! Dropped the. But it just comes out. This thing got bent, the inner thing, but but it just opens up like that. All that stuff. But
that's nice.
I don't know. I really always enjoyed that show a whole lot.
Yeah, I still want to get like a Band of Brothers and the Pacific. And the Pacific.
I bought both of them at Salvation Army too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. The DVDs. You know, I don't really see. I have bad eyesight, so I don't really care about like the quality of it. As long as I can watch it, I'm fine with that. That's why I had to ask you if there was like a big difference with the DVD or Blu-ray with, you know, Twilight Zone.
Well, for me with the Twilight Zone one, it was just having them, like John was saying, having them all together and all in one, you know, like big. It's in a brick, so it's all together instead of having multi boxes with, you know, a bunch of discs in each box. It's more condensed, fits on the shelf better, and didn't take up a lot of space. And so.
Yeah, I think they had like the brick. I think I seen it. It was like $32 on DVD. You know, and I came very close to getting that, and then I had seen them on Hamilton Book, and it was seasons 2, 3, and 4 for, you know, for $6. So I was like, oh well, you know, maybe they'll get 1 and 5, but apparently 1 and 5 are like dangerously out of print.
Now, the one series I've always wanted to get, and I'm always such a tightwad about it, but I want to get the whole Alfred Hitchcock Presents.
Oh, that would be good too. Yeah.
There's so many different sets you can get. Some of them are just like 1, 2, 3, and 4, and one of them's like complete, and there's all kinds of different ones. I just want to get like the complete original series and just, you know.
Yeah.
Well, I'd like to get all of King of the Hill, and you can go and buy all the individuals, and I think it's like $130 or $150 to do all that. But I just want one kind of big set. I don't know why they've done it. I did buy that.
Put it out.
What is the shit? What's it called? It was done by the guy that did The Simpsons. What's that one? It's a frick. Why am I blanking on it?
Futurama?
Futurama, yeah. I have that box set that come out a couple years ago. And
I like that show, but I never did really get into it where I watched it all the time. I would just catch episodes of it and stuff. But I always liked it. And there's so many Simpsons. What is there, like 30 some volumes now or something?
Yeah.
I think I have like one volume of it, like the first season or second season or something like that.
I had just did a box the other day, and it was just like I think I have the first 9 seasons on DVD.
Wow.
But it was
I'd like to have
too much.
I like to have all of South Park. I got quite a few of the sets, but
yeah.
I don't have anything close to all of them.
Mhm.
I got in a kick. I bought several of them used a while back, and I'd love to have all those because those are definitely Simpsons. I could give or take. Like the ones you have, Kenny, are probably the best ones to have. Because I have like season 3. I remember buying it a long time ago when it first came out, like in 2000 or something like 2001.
I think that was the
or whatever.
ultra rare one, isn't it? Because Michael Jackson was in it, and they pulled the Michael Jackson episode from the air or something.
It's possible.
I know they pulled it from Disney, but
Yeah.
take it for what that's worth. But I know it was going for sick money, box straight. And it's like moonlighting. I had the first 4 seasons of Moonlighting. I couldn't find 5, and then when I seen it, my buddy told me, "Oh man, those Moonlighting sets are like for over $100 a piece."
Well, here's something that don't make sense. This is something I didn't bring this out, but Walmart had this, and they released this, and it's only seasons 1 through 4, but they've never released any of it. So they've never released the rest of it.
Oh wow!
And there's like 11 seasons of the Beverly Hillbillies, and they've never released another box set completing it. And Green Acres is the same way. There's only like 3 seasons of Green Acres out on DVD, but they never finished that. You can get Green Acres. Did I say Green Acres or no? Petticoat Junction. There's 3 seasons of Petticoat Junction. Yeah. You can get all the Green Acres. Excuse me. And
there's a lot of those where they just stopped.
Happy Days. Point. Happy Days is another one they never finished. They released only so many.
That too.
Yeah, that's weird how they don't make any sense. It's like they just gave up on it,
Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of strange. I got all that Dukes of Hazzard too. Because Walmart was selling it, and I think I ended up going on eBay and got it for like $40 or something. It was cheap. It was a lot cheaper than Walmart had it for.
I got mine on eBay for $25.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was thank you.
Yeah, I think I noticed the Dukes of Hazzard was on the shelf the other day. I scanned through what little bit of stuff we have at our store and local store, and they had that. I was like, I almost picked it up, but I didn't.
Yeah, I went to Walmart. Actually, here's a funny story before. I know we're getting about 2.5 hours in, but Tuesday I went out I was going to try to go get. What was I going to get? I was going to get The Flash and No Hard Feelings. So I'll go to my local the Best Buy I go to. It's closest to me. They had nothing on the shelf. None of the new stuff at all. Didn't even look like they were making places. So we have another Best Buy in Lexington. So I went to it. They had nothing out. 2 Best Buys. It's usually if one doesn't have something, the other one it'll have it. It's like they alternate almost. But this store didn't have anything out. And I kind of was originally, for some weird reason, was going to buy the Steelbook of Flash for some stupid reason, even though I didn't really want it on Steelbook. I don't know. Sometimes I'll do that if there's a Steelbook out I think I can get. But so after that, I needed to go to Sam's Club and get some water. So I had to go on towards Nicholasville, which Kenny don't understand, or Mike probably don't know what I'm talking about. It's just a satellite. A satellite town it's kind of a satellite town like Richmond is of Lexington. It's like suburb or whatever.
Yeah,
and
I kind of know Lexington's area. Yeah, kind of, sort of.
So I go to the Nicholasville Road Walmart. They had nothing out, nothing at all. So I went on to Sam's Club, and after I got done with Sam's, I was like, I was going to be like, well, I'm just going to go. I'll wait and go back later on to the first Best Buy, because maybe they just hadn't put anything out on my way home. And So when I left Sam's Club, I was like, I'm going to go to the Nicholasville Walmart, which is further down the road. So I go to that Walmart, and they had both of them. They had the Flash on 4K and Flash and No Hard Feelings. And so I just picked them up there, and it's like, I'm not going in making any more trips.
Yeah,
I was already worn out.
yeah. Well, that's how my Walmart is too, and Best Buy. I think the only store that actually puts everything out on Tuesdays is my local Target. I think they're the only ones that do that.
Oh, I went to Target too. I went to the Nicholasville Road Target, and they didn't
Okay.
have anything out.
Hmm.
I didn't go to the other Target, but
Yeah.
it was.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe that many places didn't have anything out. Like Best Buy, I think they're just. I mean, the section's has not really shrunk any for the last couple of years because they still have that like 2 rows in the very back corner of the store, and then they have like what the new stuff racks. But I just don't think they care much anymore about. And like every time I buy something there, like it's never scanned into the system. They always have to call the manager over to find because they try to ring it up and it's never in the system. Like
That's
every
weird.
time I go, like 100% the last 2 times I go, I'm not joking. The last 2 times I've went, that's in many times before. I'm always like, they're always like, oh, I'm sorry about this. I'm like, well, I'm not in any hurry. But
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
just like,
that's not good for their inventory. You know, somebody could take a whole pallet of movies and they wouldn't even know. You know, it wouldn't even show up.
Yeah, somebody needs to rig up a scanner to their damn phone and scan it, see if it's in their system and just pocket it. You know.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
I don't. No, I'm not a thief, but you could do that if you were.
Yeah. People. It happens. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know why either, man. I don't know. I guess Target in my area is the only ones that Tuesdays they have shelves all full with the new releases, and you go to Walmart and they haven't even put nothing out yet. It's like, what's going on here? So you can check back a couple days later, and they may have it out slowly. I don't know what the deal is.
Yeah, I think it's just they're losing the. I don't know if it's not selling as good or because it used to be if I went to a store, you would see a couple people, especially Walmart, you'd see a few people looking through the DVDs, and it's slowly and like Best Buy would be the same way, and now it's like it's slowly like you never see anybody there, you never see anybody looking through the DVDs at all, and hell, Target's DVD section is nothing. It's like hardly anything. At least the ones in Lexington, they have like barely anything. They have more vinyl records now than they do DVDs.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. They don't have a big selection. They have like a couple end caps, and that's about it. Of like other older movies or something. But yeah, they don't. It's just not high priority anymore. I guess it's not the big seller.
Yeah,
but people still buy stuff. They just I don't know. Like me and you.
Well, it's just Amazon and stuff. We buy everywhere, but I think I like to still go pick stuff up physically in person.
Yeah, I try to give back to the community and say, look, people do buy stuff.
Yeah. Even though I guess we're really not doing that when we're buying at Walmart, Target, and Best Buy.
But that's all there's around anymore.
Yeah.
That's, you don't have the mom and pop places anymore.
Yeah.
No.
Well, if you have a Menards in your area, it's kind of like a Lowe's mixed with stuff like that. They have a small section, and it's mostly Mill Creek releases.
Wow.
Yeah,
that's cool to know because they're building one here in Richmond right now.
Yeah, check it out. They usually it's probably 50 or 60% Mill Creek releases around it and stuff. I've found a couple of things every once in a while.
Yeah, I'm interested in. They supposed to have built it a long time ago, and the work site that the work site that they were built, the construction site they were building it on, they were digging like a big trench in it, and it like collapsed on a guy and killed him. He got buried alive.
Oh wow.
So they've been in litigation for many years since then, but it should have been built probably 5 years ago or something.
Dang.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Yeah. But other than that, I don't know too many other places, at least locally for me, that even. I mean, you might go to a grocery store and they'll have like the very newest release of something and have a little thing there, but that's about it, you know.
Yeah,
I know Dollar General used to have some good stuff in there that you could pick up for like, you know, $2.95, $3.95, or $1, you know, sometimes. But yeah, I'm sorry, Mike.
No, I was going to say, for many years, I kind of went there and I would find stuff, and then it got to the point where it was just the same stuff. They never got anything different in, so I don't even really, I don't bother with them much anymore. But
yeah, I was making some videos out of there for a while, and then it kind of got stale.
Yeah,
and I found some interesting things there for a while. It was some crazy stuff coming out in there, and I don't know, it just kind of dried up.
Yeah, you can find a lot of Warner Brother releases and stuff like that. And well, Big Lots does have some. It's hit or miss with Big Lots, and then
very hit or miss with them.
And then Dollar Tree is, I don't know. Maybe it's just my area. They just have never had anything decent, really cool or interesting. Yeah,
you might get. I don't. Does your Dollar Trees produce very much, Kenny?
Not much. There's this brother and sister I go to, Larry and Melissa, and they do Dollar Tree hunts. They're located in Michigan, and they go to apparently they have like a Dollar Tree, like it seems like Starbucks, like on every corner.
Mm-hmm.
And
it's like that around here, but
okay. And they
only Dollar Generals.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And they'll go to like one Saturday. I think they hit like 17 Dollar Trees, and they take pictures of them, and they'll pick them up, and you can you can buy them off of them. Like they'll send them right to you. You know, the only thing they'll charge you for is shipping. You know, shipping what you buy. You know, so it's just like I don't mind that because it's like, you know, I'm handicapped, so I don't get around to like all the stores and stuff like that. So it's like, hey, if somebody else is going to do the shopping for me and, you know, and send it to me, I'm down with that, you know, because I can't physically get out there and do it myself, you know.
Yeah. A lot of times it's not even worth it, really, because
are the Dollar Generals over in your end of the state, Mike? Are they like the Dollar Generals around here? That sometimes there'll just be one out in the middle of the country. They don't seem like for any reason. It's just like
pretty much they're about the same, and they seem like, man, I think we had like 4 or 5 built just last year, and it's like, wow, it's crazy. It's like we have banks, mattress stores, Dollar Generals, and like churches or something. There's like,
do you guys have like a lot of pawn shops there?
We used to have a lot of pawn shops. I guess with Fort Knox in the area, a lot of soldiers would come in and probably pawn stuff and do things like that. But they've shrunk down a lot. There's only maybe a handful now.
I don't see it. There's not a lot. There's one down the road from me here, but I never go in it. Just
okay, because I know there's this one guy on the YouTube. He HQ Jones, I think his name is, and he goes to like tons of pawn shops, and they have like sort of like huge aisles full of and you can get like 10 I think it was like 10 DVDs for $5, you know, and they have like so many, you know, but you know, with the pawn shops, you just got to watch what you're buying if they're scratched or anything, you know. But he makes out like a bandit, that dude, when he goes there. I think he's located in Tampa Bay. God bless them for what they went through this week. But he goes to like, I think in one video he'll go through like about eight of them, you know, and come home with like shopping bags, literally shopping bags filled with them.
That's crazy.
You know?
Yeah. I have one good pawn shop I visit every once in a while, and you can get Blu-rays for about 75 cents to $1. And
wow, that's awesome.
And DVDs are about 50 cents and stuff. So it's kind of hit or miss. Somebody brought in boxes and boxes and boxes one time, and it took me a long time to just multi visits to go there and just look through them all and found stuff. A lot of it was common stuff,
right?
Common titles and stuff.
But you know what? With that, Mike, you say that, and it's like you get home, and it's like, oh damn, I should have picked that one up. I don't have that one, and it's like, even though it's common, you just kind of forget, because you see it all the time, and it was just like, because there was one, I don't have dodgeball. I could have swore on my life that I had dodgeball. And that's one that you see like on every like Salvation Army. I've passed that up many times. That in old school,
Yeah.
We'll pass that stuff up, and then a couple years later, it'll be out of print, and there won't be, and then the vultures have picked them all clean.
Yeah. It's kind of like Braveheart, or not Braveheart. What was I talking about earlier? The Patriot. Like, I would see it everywhere, and I never did pick it up, and it's like I've seen it, and now it's like, damn, I'm gonna pick it up now, But
and I call those people vultures, the people that go like that's just my own personal name for them. But you see it a lot with toy collecting, which I'm not doing that anymore, just because it's just toy collecting in Kentucky. Like if you were a toy collector, Kenny, you could probably find stuff in your area. Just because you're in a large market and your stores get stuff, but like in Kentucky, like we don't really have a large enough market to get toys. Like that's neither here or there, but it's just but I call them vultures because there's people who will hire people to go out to stores to buy toys or to see what's out there. And that's what they're doing, because they'll be acting funny, and they'll usually have their phone out scanning stuff or sending people pictures. And I used to see them all the time in the toy aisles. And they do the same thing with movies too.
I was just going to say, I seen them at Salvation Army. The Salvation Army I went to where I lived in Jersey. This guy would be out there. He'd have 2 shopping carts just filled with them, and then he'd like pull them off, and then scan them with his phone, and then put them right back. He'd put them back on the shelf, okay? But it was like, dude, I said to him, I said, "You going to save some for other people?" And he just kind of like, F you kind of thing, And then he didn't. He pulled all that shit out in the carts, and then just like left them. And the girl goes, "Oh, I was like," apparently what she did was she brought like all the movies out in a cart, and she was just going to start putting them up, And he's like, "Oh no, I'll take care of that." So apparently he got pissed off, for none of them were good enough for him. So I said, "Well, I'm over here. I'm looking through them. I'll put them up for you." So I put them all up, and when I bought them, she gave me 20% off.
Oh wow!
I thought that was kind of sweet, and I was just like, I said, "I'm here, you're doing other stuff," and she had like racks of clothes and stuff, and I'm like, "You do what you're doing, and I'll put these away," So.
Well, you remember I guess it was a couple years now, John. There was a short period of time where we were kind of finding toys, and then it just kind of dried up, because you were looking for Transformers, I was looking for G.I. Joes. And like now, I don't even look anymore, because it's really sad. Like Walmart never gets anything new in; it's just the same stuff, and of the new stuff.
I stopped looking in the toy aisles at all. I don't even go in them, because, for one, I just didn't have the room for it. All the toys that I bought over that year and a half period, I boxed them up already. I bagged them and boxed them and put them in storage, just because I needed the room for books. I collect a lot of books. I needed the bookshelf space, and then in the bookshelf space cleared out room to put movies in. So now my steel books are in the other room. I don't even have them in this room anymore. So I'm just running out of space with movies and stuff, because I kind of reprioritized that. I think the toy stuff just got. I kind of collected what I wanted. I kind of collected like the kind of the reproductions of the classic figures. They're like the new imagined versions of all the new characters, and kind of that with that and He-Man. And after that, I just kind of got, I just didn't want to keep buying it, because it's just, I don't know. It's just, I don't know. If that's what, like movies is our thing, and like toys are other people's thing. It's just you got to have a lot of space for that stuff
and a lot of money.
And a lot of
Yeah.
money.
Yeah,
that's
it was expensive. It was hard to do both. It was
like in the early like 90s. I collected like starting lineup figures.
Yeah.
Okay, and like the McFarlane, like
Oh,
basketball or hockey or something like that. And I remember my brother collected all the Star Trek stuff, like the Borg ship, and and we had them like in totes.
Yeah.
We didn't even like, you open them up for Christmas and go, oh, okay, what the hell am I going to do with this? So it was like in totes, and they were in the attic, for like 30 years.
The other thing is like Lego sets. Like there's so many cool like Lego sets, but I just don't have the room to put them all together and display them because they take up a lot of room. I
never had the patience for that. Like for the Lego sets, I never had the patience. It was like my mom used to get us. Remember the model sets that you used to do with like that tape with the glue and shit like that. And my mom would buy us like. I mean, I remember I had like the Batmobile and like the early Star Wars ones when they had like the lights. With the Lego sets, God bless you, they look great, but I wouldn't have the patience to do all that.
Yeah,
I like doing that.
Your kids were into it?
They were really into it, and every Christmas or birthday we would get something, and it just got to the point where most of it's in totes now. That's stored away. So
why are they so expensive, Mike?
I don't know. I mean, some of them I can tell. You can see why they are because they're like really different. Like the Home Alone house or the Ghostbusters garage thing and stuff like that.
The stuff I like is they have called. I have a bunch of them. It's called the Lego Architecture series, and I've built a bunch of them, but a bunch of it's boxed up because it just took up too much room. Yeah. But they started putting out these city sets. They're just like little bitty, but they'll have like a representation of the most popular buildings in the city, and they're just like these little ones. And I've got like a whole like dresser top full. It looks like a big city on top of it. I was like, and then I have like the Saturn V. They put out the Saturn V from Apollo Saturn V.
Oh,
and, and it's like this tall.
Wow!
It's like 3 foot tall. It's about that big around at the base. It's awesome. But the last probably 2 years I haven't fooled with it because it's because of the space. Really, I've got 2 or 3 of those city like ones I was talking about that I've never put together. Because it's just don't have room for it. But I have the cool, I have like the, they put out like Frank Lloyd Wright's like Falling Water, which is up in your neck of the woods in Pennsylvania. It's like in eastern Pennsylvania. They made that, and I have that one. Some of them are, and they kind of go out of print or out of production,
right?
And they skyrocket in price.
Oh yeah,
yeah. And I have some of the Star Wars stuff. I have it's the newer Millennium Falcon they put out for the new stuff. It's exactly like the old one, except the satellite dish on it's square instead of round or something like that.
Yeah.
And I have I have Slave One. It's an older set, and it's huge, and it's all boxed up. And I have have one of the Star Destroyers, and it's not massive, but it's about that long and probably about that wide.
Yeah.
It was like 3,000 pieces or something like that.
Yeah. At one time they had came out with the Death Star, and it was a huge one. It had like 3 levels on it, and it was like $500 or something. And but those are things like if you want to have an investment, buy one of those sets and just stick it away, and then later on send your kids to college on it. You put all those sets away,
Do you remember? I don't think I've ever seen it built, but Lego made like the Star Wars. I think it was called the Dreadnought. It was like one of the Star Destroyers. I don't know if that was Darth Vader's ship, but it was like a black Star Destroyer. But it was like kind of it was huge. It was like a lot bigger than the regular, and they had a Lego version of it that was massive. But I think it was like $1,200 or $1,300, like on
I believe
like.
it.
But I don't know if that's how much it was brand new, but it was like $1,200 or $1,300 at one point. It was way up there.
Yeah.
Like on.
I think I have a few still put together. I got like an X-wing fighter and stuff displayed and stuff, but really you can't do much with it. I'm kind of glad that my kids kind of got out of it a little bit because it was not only expensive, but just don't have the room,
Hey, Sean just joined us from Movie Assault. Hey, Sean.
Oh.
The Executioner.
Executioner, okay. Maybe it was a Dreadnought class. Maybe that's what I was thinking. Okay, yeah. How's it going? Yeah, thanks for we're just getting this channel going, so I appreciate your comment there.
Yeah.
Hey, Sean.
Yeah. How's it going? I don't think I know Sean or not.
Sean's a really nice guy. He's in Cleveland, Ohio.
Awesome.
I have to check his channel out.
Yeah, he does a really good job with he does reviews and he does like monthly pickups too. Yeah, check. Nice. Give him a look. He's really good.
Cool. I'll have to do that. Yeah, you'll have to join us early next week because we well, you know what we if you ever want to be a guest on here, you can.
Sean would be a good guest with us.
Okay, yeah,
he would be really good. He knows a lot about movies.
Yeah,
and in the future, because we're going to have some guests. We're just like you're saying, this is like our 4th show. We're trying to build a little bit of an audience going. It's slow but sure, but so hopefully we'll have a
Yeah, he has his own YouTube. He has his own YouTube channel, Movie Assault.
He's probably a lot bigger than we are. A lot bigger than me, I'm sure. So that's really cool.
I'm bordering on 99 subscriptions, so the 100 I'll just like throw confetti or something like that with my 100th subscriber.
Yeah, you could do something like a giveaway. I think that's what I did when I turned over 100. Okay. I think I gave a random Blu-ray away or something. I think that's what I did. It was either 100 or 200.
Can't remember. YouTube's
yeah, Sean said he has 378.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sweet. Yeah, you're bigger than me, but I got 312. I had 313 and I lost one. So
how does that happen?
People. It's either bots or I don't know. It's some account gets deleted or I don't know.
It happens a lot. Yeah.
Yeah.
The big channels, 2 days later, it's gone. It's like, oh, what happened?
Those big channels, they talk about like they'll lose like hundreds and hundreds of subs at once. It just fluctuates. It's like fluctuation. Like you'll lose them, and then like a couple months later, you'll gain that plus 2 or 3 back. At least for me.
Yeah.
Sean says he loses 1 or 2 and then gains them back.
Yeah, it's just YouTube fuckery.
Pretty much. Yeah.
It's kind of frustrating after a while because it's like, oh, okay, you think you're moving, slow and steady, and then you just get pounded back down again.
Yeah.
A lot of times you just don't even pay attention to it. Just keep on moving, and some days you'll not get a sub for months, maybe, and then one day you'll get like 10 in a week or 20 or something. It's crazy. There's no rhyme or reason to it.
I think we're just. I mean, I'm not personally here to do it real serious. I'm not real serious about it, and I just do it for fun. So I just make a video here and there. If you can push, and if you're serious about actually wanting to do good on here, you can push and make lots of videos and do a lot of things. And I know, I know the game. I just don't play it. I just don't have any interest in playing
there's like a couple. There's Mike. Do you watch D from the Movie Bay?
I don't think so. No.
Yeah, check out his channel because what he does like he'll pick out like 13 or 14 movies of like a certain director and just like spotlight those movies. And
Oh,
like
okay.
his channel, he had like his like favorite dramas, his favorite comedies, like from like a certain actor. Like he did when William Friedkin passed away, he did something like that. And actually, he lives around me too. He's like probably about 15 or 20 minutes away from me. You know, in Philadelphia. So
What was the channel name again?
The Movie Bay.
Movie Bay.
Yeah, BAY, and it's his name's D.
Okay.
But he's really good. He does like mini, and he goes if he likes a movie, it's called a banger. It's a
banger.
Yeah, this is a banger. You know, like that.
Bang. Yeah.
And the other guy besides Sean, I watch a lot is Neil's movie channel.
Oh yeah, I know Neil. Yeah, he's really cool.
That dude's great, man. And he knows, like, he's got like, I've watched his channels, the same with Sean, and have like written stuff down just to, because like Neil like does like a lot of independent and foreign movies that I've never even heard of before. So he got me into like watching like the like what's his name? Vin Vinners? I never even heard of the dude before, you know, and he got me watching a lot of his stuff.
Yeah, I think he just did a Laserdisc episode.
Yeah, his collection is awesome.
Yeah, it was pretty
John
good.
just did one too.
Yeah.
A video for Laserdiscs too.
Yeah, I've got another stack here I'm going to film, but I haven't filmed it yet. So I'm just going to do them a little at a time and put them on like Instagram. Because I've went through a bunch of stuff before on YouTube and it didn't hit very well, but it wasn't presented very well either. So I don't know.
It never makes any sense sometimes, but yeah. But yeah, I need to go through my Laserdisc too one day, feature some of them. Yeah,
I've got to watch some of your videos, Mike. I don't. The reason I don't watch your videos most of the time is because every time I'm on there, I spend like $100.
Yeah,
you point out movies that I haven't seen, and I'm like, damn it, I've got to buy this. And
that's I don't know.
I enjoy your videos and Kenny's too, the same way. I try to catch them.
Yeah,
we're all doing too much stuff.
Mike, is what's in the box because I've moved 3 times in the last year. So it's like I packed up. I had like all of my movies like all nicely sorted on shelves and shit like that. But after moving, it's like they're all in boxes. So it's like literally I do not know what I'm getting. Like the last box I had like I don't collect a lot of these, but like the Pops, the Funko Pops, I had about like 4 of them on top of the box with my Miss Pac-Man plug and play. That my friend had bought me. So it was like I literally don't know what's in these boxes when I open them up. You know, I have the like catalog, the movie, catalog kind of thing. But it's like I don't literally know what's in the boxes when when I open them.
Well, when you take them out, do you put them back? Like, do you start putting them on a shelf or anything?
No, right now they're all. I have a whole separate room in my. It's like sort of like a great room. And it's just I'm going to turn into a movie room, but I have to go out and get shelving, because when I moved, I left my shelves at my old house because it was like literally a wall of shelving. That
I hate moving. Yeah, the worst thing to do is moving.
So
do you have anybody can build shelves for you?
I think that's what I'm going to ask one of my friends from church because
like my shelves here, it's a kind of a. It's just like 2x4s and like little 1x1 pieces, and they're just put together. And you can make like a massive set of shelves out of these. Now, there's like Heath on his channel. He showed people how to make them, but I modified his design to work in my situation a little bit better. I didn't want to put all the holes in the wall for the anchors. He had them like anchored, so I made a base plate. Mine has a base plate. And I have them anchored at the very top, but I just had to put like a hole for each anchor at the top and still anchoring them all over the walls and ruining the drywall, stuff like that. So but it really makes a lot of space.
Yeah, I was just trying to like get the shelving so I can put, because I have like a bunch of posters like that I haven't even hung up yet that I've collected like when I worked at the movie store, the video store and stuff like that. So I want to get like them, but it's like Christ, I didn't know how expensive like frames were for these things. It's like the 27 by 40 ones are like about $30 a shot, you know.
Well, if you go to like we have a Michael's here, it's like a craft store, and you can buy frames and stuff. But like what you just said, was it 27 by 40?
Yeah,
that thing's like $50 to $100 for one. You know.
Yeah, that's what I mean, because I have these like the Mandalorian, plus I have like the 89 Batman, like the official movie poster. So I wanted to get that framed, you know. And like I had, because I've been putting off, because my brother was going to buy me a poster for my birthday, and my favorite movie is Uncle Buck. So he was gonna get me an Uncle Buck poster, and I'm like, Chris, I don't have anywhere to put it yet, you know. And he's like, I see all these like bare walls, and I'm like, no, I want to get a nice frame for it, you know.
Yeah,
so,
especially if it's the real deal, like actual,
Yeah, the Batman 89 one is
you almost
the real
have
deal.
Because
you have to look around on eBay. You might find good deals on eBay. Somebody selling them. You never know.
Well, I'm hoping on like Black Friday, like there's a Michael's around here on Springfield Boulevard. They'll have ads, for Black Friday, like sales for Black Friday. Because I went to Walmart and they were like $25 a piece. And I'm like, said to my cousin, I got 8 of these, 8 posters that I want to hang up like around, the living room and stuff like that. So it's just like, it's crazy.
Yeah, it adds up quick.
Yeah, and plus like when you're getting shelving, the shelves like I know Tim from Tim Talks Talkies, he just got like those, what is it called, Empire shelving or something like that. Empire shelves, they were like $100 a shot, and they only hold like about 600 movies. So. And I have my collection's like over 3,500. So it's like,
that's why I built this, and this don't even hold. I need everything on this wall. I need another wall space this same size to hold the rest of mine. I mean, I don't know if another one this size would hold. If I could fill all of it, but I could come close because I got stuff I got so many shelves that.
And plus, you're still buying too. That's the thing,
Yeah. I need a house. I've got to get a kidney, so I can get the hell out of here. I'm in my parents' house, and with my illness, it sucks because I just don't have the space.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm limited too. I kind of got to do a process of elimination. Like what am I going to store away? What am I going to sell? What am I going to give away? So every once in a while I do that. So just to satisfy the space,
Yeah,
I've been going since I've been doing those the videos for the what's in the box. If I'm not even going to watch it or even look at it, I have 2 boxes underneath my TV desk kind of thing, and I've just been throwing them in there, like because a lot of them are Dollar Tree ones that I had bought from Dollar Tree, and it's like I'll like watch it on Tubi and then just like write it down. Like if I come across this, put it in the box. So I've got like about 3 boxes just filled that I just, if there's like a yard sale or something like that, just put them out, like really cheap, just to get rid of them.
Yeah, you could even sell them on eBay, even.
Yeah, that's the thing in it, but it's like, do I want to pay for it? It takes longer, and then it's like I'm not going to get the full amount of money for it.
Sure,
you might get like 60 cents for the DVD, because like a lot of the DVDs, maybe even lesser than that, because once you put in the shipping and stuff like that,
the shipping, yeah. That's a dilemma.
Yeah,
the collecting dilemma.
Well, we're hitting the 3-hour mark, fellas.
It really didn't even feel like it tonight.
No, it was pretty good.
Yeah.
I think I enjoy doing the movie, starting out doing the movie reviews in the first hour, but I just like kind of the bullshitting. It's the funnest part.
Yeah. All right, so Mike, you give us one to watch. Give us something to watch next week. It could be old, new, doesn't matter.
Okay, have you guys seen I guess Edge of Tomorrow?
No.
Was it Tom Cruise? Edge of Tomorrow, Live, Die, Repeat. I think they just came out with a 4K of it.
Okay. No, I never seen that.
Because I've been meaning to watch it and stuff. So I don't know, maybe that's one that you could catch even streaming.
Yeah.
Even so if you guys want to go for that or something,
Yeah, I have it too. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep, it's on Max. That's perfect for me.
Okay, cool. Yeah. Yes.
I have no idea what to have you guys watch, which I may already kind of put you guys on No Hard Feelings, so that can be mine this week. If you want to.
Yeah.
We can officially review it next week.
Okay, and mine is the Tubi A Little Help with Jenna Fisher.
Okay.
Yeah, I wrote those down. I will watch those.
Yep.
So we all have our homework assignment.
Yes. Homework.
Sounds good. Sounds good.
This is good homework.
Yeah, it's good homework.
Yeah, Sean said it was a great flick, Edge of Tomorrow.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll have Sean. Sean, if you want to come on next week, just let me know, and I'll get a hold of John to give you your information, so the four of us can throw it around.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Definitely. Sounds good. Well, everybody, I appreciate you guys joining this evening, and make sure to like, share, and subscribe to both of these fine fellows here, Mike's Blu-rays and DVDs, and Kenny's Movie Palace. And since we're just broadcasting to my channel, I don't want to plug it, but yeah, you can subscribe to me. Hopefully by next week, I created the YouTube channel, and I'm going to be broadcasting over there, but it'll take a few episodes before it'll actually show up in any search algorithm. So here in a month and a half, we'll have an official Good Movies podcast channel up. So look forward to kind of look for that in the future. So
sounds great.
And I'm going to try to work on broadcasting to Rumble as well, because there's not a lot of movie stuff on Rumble, and it'll be I doubt we'll have much success over there, but it's an option. So I'm going to try to work on broadcasting over there as well. So
I need to check that out too.
Yeah,
cool.
So I appreciate everybody for stopping by this evening, and we'll see you the next time.
All right. See you guys.
See you guys.
Yeah.